And then we'll just, see how this works. Or see how this goes. Oi. Oh, wow, it's been a long-ass time since I did this. Yep. I'm going to do another test on the pop-out chat real quick to make sure that's working. I mean, hopefully it works. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, there you go. Shit. One issue. Got it. Got it. Okay. Hello. Realize it's been a long-ass time since I did this. And we'll just see what happens. Let's see at... A. It's live. Oh, what happened? Hey, everybody! Long time. First, nice to see you. Hey, Chaos. Hey, You Are Soul, Metal Ducky. How's it going? How is everybody? Yeah, I know it's been a while. And, much like the impetus of all of my YouTube videos, I had a shitty day today. I had a really, really unbelievably shitty day today. Was basically robbed. Long story. I really don't want to get into it, so I'm just gonna get my fucking mind off that. With some, what will future homes look like? Yes, it's time for education. By the way, am I coming in all right? Do I sound all right? Oh, I can just check. With some, what will future homes look like? I'm like, yes, it's time for education. I am peaking a little bit. All right? Do I sound all right? Peaking a lot. So how's everybody doing? While I deal with the sound issue here. Everyone doing all right? Let's see. Everyone doing all right? Okay, that sounds a little bit better. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna listen. I'm like sitting here and I'm like listening for. Okay, that sounds a little bit. Yeah, that sounds a little bit better. Okay, all right. So let's get started. This is actually a video I wanted to do. Yeah. Well, hey, if anybody wants to throw me a Ko-Fi, the link is down in the description. I hope. Well, anyway, enough of me bitching about the today that sucked. Let's take a look at what will future homes look like, filmed in the 1960s. This is narrated by Walter Cronkite, and let me know if the audio for this is coming in good.
The home of the 21st century. What will it be like? How will we choose to live in the next?
We live in that looks like an onion. This looks like a skinned onion. All right. This is gonna be my first Valentine's Day with someone. Hey, congrats! So yeah, it's a skin. It's like an onion, or like, you know what? No, it's like an onion crust with an orange peel that's just been left out in the sun.
Next 34 years.
Oh, the film will fuck up in the next 34 years. Yeah, the Flintstones. Exactly.
We might fill our home with furniture like this.
Ah, wait. What is...
We might...
Okay, so we'll have a little stand for all our salami. That's good.
Fill our home with...
I know that when I buy, like, salami and pepperoni and all those other, like, sausages and everything, I have nowhere to put them. And I'm glad in the future we'll have a dedicated little salami basket
Furniture like this.
right in our whatever this room is supposed to be. The future lacks doors. Yeah, well, in the future, everyone has the Neuralink brain implant. So if you try to go somewhere you're not supposed to go, you get a shock.
Our beds, tables, and chairs all made of paper.
Oh! What? Wait, what?
Like this. Our beds, tables, and chairs all made of paper.
All made of paper. Everything's... God forbid you spill something.
Our home may be lighted by electricity from fuel cells and the wood and leather of today replaced by chromium and plastic.
So, wait. It's like he's like, his sentences are running in, like a
Electricity from
run-on.
fuel cells and the wood and... Our home may be lighted by electricity from fuel cells.
Electricity from fuel cells, like hydrogen fuel, or is he just saying fuel cells because in the 60s that was like sci-fi? It'd be like if we said our homes will run on fusion.
And the wood and leather of today replaced by chromium and plastic.
Wait, but I thought in the future all of our furniture was going to be paper. If the future all of our furniture is going to be paper, then why is everything is everything? Wait, what is it?
Electricity from fuel cells and the wood and leather of today replaced by chromium and plastic.
So it's just like chrome and plastic. Fucking gross. Apparently paper clothes were a slight trend in the 1960s. I mean, okay. Oh, wait. Maybe I know that. I mean, thanks to microplastics, they're not 1,000. They're not 100%. Yeah, that's true. The paper will be laminated because it's the future.
Our favorite easy
And everyone will dress like clowns.
chair might be inflatable, like
So we'll live. So in the future, we'll dress like clowns in like plastic clown dresses, live in a paper house on inflatable furniture. Is the furniture like laminated paper also like is it
a
also
huge balloon.
Yeah. How many of you like have ever like been on inflatable furniture? Like, isn't it? When I was a kid, I won it was one of those dumb Scholastic things where we have to sell magazine subscriptions and they don't pay us because they didn't have to pay kids. And I won like a little inflatable chair, and I could never get it to hold any pressure, and it was like the most uncomfortable fucking shit.
The kitchen of tomorrow could look more.
All right, so this is the kitchen. So we've got what looks like a polka dotted clothing and balloon chairs while having a tent with open doors. This was made by an actual fucking clown. So this looks like the refrigerator is built into the walls, maybe? Next cars will be smaller, but hold up to 50 people.
More like a laboratory than a place to bake a cake.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I want. I want my kitchen to look like a lab.
Advanced technology already has begun to find a place in the home.
Advanced technology such as the sink, refrigerated drawers.
With new developments in food preservation, a meal might be stored for years and then
Stored for years. The meal might, we'll freeze our food in liquid nitrogen. In like a deep freeze storage locker built underneath the house that keeps things at almost absolute zero. And then we'll bring it up and we'll thaw it out in one of these many built-in ovens. Yeah, sure. Okay.
cooked in seconds under a barrage of high-energy radio waves.
Technology of the future, the microwave. What is this? That looks like fish. It looks like fish, or it's bacon. Hang on, let me see if I can...
Years, and then cooked in seconds under a barrage of high-energy radio waves.
That looks gross. It looks like he's microwaving a cake. Like just icing that's been scraped over like lard.
Robots may help us with our
Robots.
housework.
Ah, yeah, this...
Radio waves. Robots
Oh God. Oh God. It looks like it was made out of a broken shelf.
may help us with our housework. It's all possible in the home.
Yeah, this looks like really easy to maintain. This looks super easy to clean. Like, it definitely won't get in the way. I don't know about you, but in the mornings, I get up and I'm like, damn, I wish the fucking eggs, I wish the eggs could be given to me by a giant claw. I wish I had an egg claw. And it's like one egg per these. Or maybe we're so far in the future that the egg can be compressed into a matter stream. And it comes out of here. And then you just get it. This is like next generation chicken cloaca thing. Did they just put a marshmallow in a microwave and film it? Yes. Yes, they did.
Home of the 21st century.
This is some fucking ominous music, though.
It's all possible in the home of the 21st century.
That fucking claw's gonna kill the family. They're gonna go out there and they go, oh my god, and it's just gonna rip their face off. CBS News presents... Okay, how far in the future? Okay, bets on how far in the future we're going. We're already past 1980. My money's on 1999 or 2000. Maybe 2001? That's what I'm thinking. What do you think, Chet? Are we going to the 1990s or are we going to the early 2000s? Or are we going like really far ahead? Like, is this the kitchen of the future home of 2020? 2067, 2005. Okay. Wait, that's a really specific date, Metal. Did you Metal Duck, have you seen this before? Because that's a really specific date. But let's take a look. All right, we're past 95. We're in 2000. One. Wait. No, what? The 20... Okay, so just the general 21st century. Yeah, Dave, I'm thinking 2001. I'm thinking this is the home this is the home that I would have grown up in at 11 years old. This home. This is what I expect. When I watch this, I better get really nostalgic for my childhood. All right. At home. Okay, so it is 2001. You're right, Dave. The home of 2001. Why does it sound like the fucking machine is fapping? At home. 2001. This is during the Space
Everyone
Odyssey.
dreams of a home somewhere, surrounded by natural beauty and a lot of land.
Well, I'm a millennial, so I don't get... I get to... Well, let's see. Actually, my apartment is near woods. Well, it's near trees. Well, it's near a pile of garbage. Whatever.
Before the year 2001, 60 million new homes will be built.
And they'll all be bought up by fucking hedge funds and foreign companies and turned into rental homes.
Some of these visionary homes of tomorrow exist today.
Like this mountain. You just live in it.
This is what people dream about for the 21st century.
Looks like a fucking triangle. It's a triangle.
What will be the...
Wait. Well, I remember when I was 7, I was given an egg by the robot before the ominous music started, then the fat machine started an uprising.
the reality?
Very modern doors right there. Very modern.
The search for a place to live in the 21st century already has begun.
Yeah.
Today, people are pushing away from the crowded congestion of present-day cities
and moving to the crowded congestion of present-day suburbs.
Congesting the surrounding countryside. Many of them end up in homes like these at the ugly edges of urban sprawl.
Why are they making fun of, like, look at those homes. That is 2 fucking condominiums. Like, okay, so are these... It's still going. Yeah. Wait, what's still going? What's still going? Oh, hey, Wombo. But, like, these are like 2 different... These are like 2 condominiums? Or is he treating this as one house? Because, like, if I drove up to someone's house and this was their house, I would not be going, ugh, what an ugly house. I'd be, like, congratulating them. The search for the... Well, at least they admit the boomers rigged the game. Yeah.
The search for a home nestled in nature often ends in the empty repetition and tasteless sterility of a suburban tract development.
It's like, even in the 1960s, they hated this shit. So why'd they keep fucking making it? The search is still going. Also, what happened to the onion? Yeah, where's the onion?
Instead of delighting in natural beauty,
I want to see the onion.
Sprawl defiles it.
Urban sprawl defiles the beauty. Unlike the onion. The onion was perfect.
Age-old American dream of a home away from it all could create a 21st century nightmare.
Yeah, actually it did. So they're right about one thing.
What is the future of the single-family home?
A single-family room in a shared space. Like throwing away my water.
Architect Philip Johnson.
This idea that you should plot little houses
Oh, it's weird. Look at them.
around on tracts will go, I think. There's no... it's totally wrong use
What?
of land. Everybody has a little bit of lawn on 4 sides of his house. Nobody has any privacy. No one has a garden of their own. No architect builds houses now. It's all done by builders and developers.
Oh, look at this. Look.
And they build them all alike, as you know. They call the ticky-tacky houses in the song. But
okay, I will admit the house that looks like a Minecraft house that someone gave up on halfway through. All right, it is a little bit ugly. I predict this will be a thing where every positive prediction is totally wrong, and somehow every negative prediction ends up being dramatically understated. Yeah, probably.
there's no future to that, because the cost of servicing the house is growing by such leaps and bounds that the taxes on that house can nowhere near pay for the services the town has to put there with.
Okay, so
water.
these have to be like two unit condominiums. That's what this has to be, because we've got... Yeah, I've never seen a house with 2 front doors that was like single family. So this is like a 2-person condominium. I'm guessing that the rent on these, if they're rented out in the 1960s, is probably like a toenail and a bag of French fries, maybe? I mean, now we're looking at $3,500 a month, easy. You got a garage? Oh, wait, you got a garage. Okay, it's not... It's more like 57. This is a $5,700 a month, condominium. Comes with, it was built in the 60s, so by now it's about 70 years old. Hey, no, it's fine, Bigfoot. The stream's basically just started. And we're only 3 minutes into the 24-minute video, by the way. So by the end of this, my voice is going to be really, just absolutely shot. So I'm thinking, yeah, $5,700. You've got a garage, 25 bucks and a firm handshake. Landlord comes up like, "Hello, sir," and the landlord's actually poor. It's the '60s, so he comes up like, "I need my rent now." And the person living in here is like, "Here you go, a whole 25 smackaroos there, young man." Of course, in the 1960s, like 25 bucks was like $4,000. Actually, you know what? Let me look that up on an inflation calculator. Let me take a look here. Oh, wait a minute. Inflation calculator. Let's see, 25 bucks in 1960. In 1960 is today $261.73. So that's so yeah, it might have been 25 bucks and a firm handshake, Wombo. It might have been.
Sewage, roads. So the house is a thing of the 20th century.
The house is a thing of the 20th century. So what's the 21st century?
If the individual house is a thing of the 20th century, the search for the home of tomorrow might end in enormous brick beehives like these.
Okay, he's not necessarily wrong. He's not necessarily wrong. If you live in a city, then yeah, something like this, probably.
It has been projected that by the 21st century, 90% of the American population will make their homes in urban areas. Can we find a compromise between intelligent use of land and personal privacy?
No, we cannot.
City planner Konstantinos Stock.
I don't know. You don't know how you feel about the discrepancy? Well, I tell you what. Here, let me. I can plug my rent in. How about this? I'll plug in. Let's see, my rent. Back in. Let's see. What was my first apartment? So let's say my rent. My first apartment was. I had a really shitty apartment when I first moved out. So it was like 470, I think it was like $470 a month. It was a very small apartment. And I also was like living in a rural area, so you know, you get sort of the best of both worlds. And then let's take a look at what my rent would have been at that same rate, at that equivalent rate in 1960. I would have been spending I would have been spending a whole $57 a month on rent. Holy shit. That's a king's ransom, that is. That's a bloody king's ransom.
We forgot in the 20th century, and especially in this country, the necessity for privacy.
The necessity for privacy.
I don't believe in picture windows, which allow people to inspect my house from outside.
Whoa.
But I also believe in squares, playgrounds, benches.
Why do you keep doing this? Come on.
Statues out of my house.
So no big fucking. Happy that I somehow maybe guessed it, but holy shit, I was joking. So no picture windows, no natural lighting in the house apartment of tomorrow. But you do get statues and everything. So he was half right. In the future house apartment of tomorrow, you don't get a whole lot of natural lighting. However, you also benefit from not having any outdoors. Or if you do have outdoors, it's a crater-pocked hell. So anyway, you know, he's a little bit right.
Which will give me the chance to meet with my neighbors when I want. The Japanese have the smallest gardens in the world.
What does that have to do with anything?
But they are the most beautiful. And some of them are symbolic of the whole cosmos, of the whole world. A small pond, perhaps 3 feet square, replaces the sea. A rock replaces the mountain.
So, we'll have tiny little apartment homes, but we will get a rock. You know, I mean, it's a fair trade. That's a fair trade, you know. Tiny, miserable home for the rest of your life. Boulder. I want my boulder. I like that, but I want my boulder. Where is my boulder? Fucking ripoff.
And the open sky replaces or is there for the great cosmos. A very small tree means the forest. In this very small garden, we have the symbolism of the world, that the Japanese can retire in this garden and think and meditate. And this we have to give to ourselves.
Okay, so what's their plan? Yeah, vitamin D is overrated. Vitamin D is overrated, so what's
The
the
Japanese home
plan?
is an ancient solution to the problems of urban living.
What the fuck is that? Where's my government-assisted boulder? I really love how this documentary was just the future, but look awesome. Look how cool it'll be with your perma-food and clown house. And also, you'll be cramped and surveilled in fear of the sun. Well, look, the sun will be way more dangerous because of all the nuclear wars.
At Expo 67 in Montreal, Canada, a bold new experiment in housing is in progress. It is
Oh, yeah, okay, I've seen this thing.
called Habitat 67. Habitat may be a prototype for the home of 2001.
Yeah, I lived in a big bunch of Legos as a kid, didn't you guys? Weren't your houses all big fucking piles of squares?
This unusual urban complex is a cluster of 354 of these concrete boxes, or modules. Together, these modules will make up 158 individual homes.
Okay, just out of curiosity, like, can you imagine, like, if you had a delivery job, like, let's say you, like, worked for, like, Amazon or like, Uber or something, not Uber, but, like, DoorDash or something. Like, can you imagine having, like, a delivery to a place like this, and you just look at it, and it's just this pile of nonsense. Just this big, jumbled up fucking mess. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm in room... I need to deliver this package to fucking room 213. Where the hell is that? Where the fuck... Is this like it's up the stairs and to the left and to the right? Bionicle houses for the legends. Just realize know that it makes total sense that the rise of suburbs coincided with the Cold War. Yeah.
Each with a private garden and terrace. They are precast on the construction site and hoisted into place by giant cranes.
Yeah, God forbid you live in a place like this and you have vertigo.
The population density of this project will be 10 times greater than the average suburban tract, but much less than conventional high-rise apartments.
So it's the worst of both worlds.
Habitat's building block construction attempts to apply the efficiency of modern mass production to problems of urban living, combining economical use of land and imaginative design.
How do you live in this? How do you live in this? How do you get out of it? How do you get into and get out of this? Do I have to climb a fucking ladder? Someone with OCD might have issues with these houses. Oh, God. Oh, God. What a fucking nightmare. Like, imagine if you're the kind of person that, like, has a minor panic attack when things are not at least roughly symmetrical, and you go up to one of these things, and there's absolutely nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you... Oh, right, the jetpacks. That's how you get in. You use the jetpacks. Right. Right. Okay, I fucking forgot. I forgot. Come on.
Habitat's young Israeli architect, Moshe Safdie.
What Habitat tries to do...
What's his name? Wait, what's his name?
Of modern mass production to problems of urban living, combining economical use of land and imaginative design.
Come on, we guys. We got to make efficient housing for the people of the future. Call fucking MC Escher. What happened to Timmy? Oh, yeah, he fucking died getting out of his house.
That's young Israeli architect Moshe Safdie.
Okay, so his name, I thought his name was like mostly Softy.
What Habitat tries to do is build a high-density environment and still give the family the kind of amenities which they go to the suburbs for, which they go to a single-family house, like privacy, like a garden.
How is this privacy? How is that private? It looks like you live inside someone else. How is that private?
Like fresh air and sunlight and view and all the things people want in a house. So it's trying to preserve these amenities.
What year was this made? This was made, according to this, it was made in the 60s. I'm going to guess, given the age of the film, 63, 65.
Within a high-density, multi-story development. This is a single repetitive unit, which measures approximately 17 feet by 38 feet. And it's cast on the plant and pre-finished, and then the crane lifts it into place and interlocks it. And these units are load-bearing so that the forces go right through the...
So if something happens to one unit, the entire structure is fucked. Got it.
Units to the ground. Then 1, 2, or 3 of these make up houses, so that this may be a house, or that may be a house.
How is that more private? Wait, but if you live... Hang on, let me get it. So if you live here... like in this jumble, and then your neighbor wraps around you, and then their neighbor wraps around you and them, like, how is that more private? That just, like, sounds like you could just walk around the house and hear people fucking. Literally matchboxes, yeah. Okay, because if it was before 1964, then we gotta play a very awkward game of, will we see a single black person at this display? That's a good question. Oh, fuck, that is a good question, hell. That is a good question. Will we see any black people in this? Okay, let me think. They're talking about the future. They're being, for the time, progressive in their designs. I am gonna say... Okay, I don't think they will have hired any black people, but I think we will get some footage of like a black family just somewhere. I don't think we're going to see like anyone living. I don't think we'll see any black people living in the home of tomorrow, but we're probably going to get like, you know, they're going to have like some B-roll of someone at like a playground or something. That's what I think.
1, 2, or 3 of these make up houses.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
your
this may be a
house. You live
or that
there,
may be a
and then
house,
someone
and
else
there's the garden
lives
there.
over here.
And the clusters which are formed by 8 units along the street have a common area of entrances and playgrounds on the other side.
Where? You gotta show me how we get out of this shit.
And then on the ground you have the car level.
Okay, it looks like maybe you walk outstairs and then you walk down a ramp.
And you have the pedestrian level. And the pedestrian level bridges to the river and to the harbor, and the car level and the pedestrian level never cross.
All right, so...
Probably
okay.
less than half of the 60 million new...
I'm just thinking about how ugly this would be to live in. Especially if it's all painted like that doll... Like, yeah, where's the Minotaur live? But if it's all painted that doll kind of suburban sprawl gray... You know? And it's like, yeah, you walk out of your weird cube house, and then you walk down the gray ramp, and then you walk down the other gray ramp, and you go into the gray walk area, and everything's just gray, and you get in your car, and you drive down a jumbly gray street.
River and to the harbor and the car level and
there's a harbor full of gray water.
Pedestrian level never cross.
Probably less than half of the 60 million new 21st century homes will be one-family dwellings.
Less than half of them will be one-family dwellings. He's not necessarily wrong. I don't have the American figures in front of me. But I gotta believe more people rent than own at this point.
Doesn't necessarily mean the end of the individual home. Many city dwellers may build a second home in the country.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure people living in the city. I'm sure people living in one of these things, living in the city, will have the money to get a second home out in the country. Yes, that must be with one of those jobs of the future where you work. What was Jetson's job? He worked 4 hours a day and he pressed a button and he could afford his own space platform. This was back when we assumed that, you know, the more mechanized, the more efficient things became, the less time you'd actually have to spend working, when the opposite was true. Instead of seeing like efficiency and going, well, I guess I don't need you to work that long. Here's your same pay and you get less hours. Instead they went, oh, well, I see the efficiency has made things easier for me. I'm going to fire you. I'm going to fire a bunch of you and have less people working the same job with longer hours and less pay. That's what ended up happening.
Electronic communication.
This looks like a prison, by the way. This legit looks like a weird Scandinavian prison.
In high-speed transportation, they would spend most of their time in large urban clusters and then really get away from it all in a truly isolated, self-sufficient second home.
Yeah, when the sun explodes.
No one knows where the search for the home of 2001 will ultimately end.
Could it be here in a two-dimensional universe? We don't know.
We do know some of today's possibilities, like these luminescent panels.
What? What? Wait, what?
Possibilities, like these luminescent panels.
Luminescent panels for... Are we living in the luminescent panels?
Let's push our...
Super Mario Galaxy-ass architecture. And have a claw flip burgers.
Imagination.
Well, look, in the kitchen of the future, you'll have the claw of the future. And the claw of the future will flip the burgers and create the eggs for you.
Ahead and visit the home of the 21st century.
All right, let's see it.
This could be someone's second home. Hundreds
Yes, this could be someone's second home. Yes, this. Wait, where's the onion skin? I like the onion skin.
Miles away from the nearest city. It consists of a cluster
how many
of
miles?
away from the nearest city.
How many miles?
This could be someone's second home, hundreds of miles away.
Yes, this is your fucking second home. This is your second home. Hundreds of miles away. We'll get there on the highways of the future, which are all like, you know, autopilots, but not like Tesla autopilot where it steers you into like a crowd of children, but like real autopilot where you don't even have to think. You can just sleep and arrive at your destination.
From the nearest city. It consists of a cluster of prefabricated modules. This home...
Everything about this, everything is prefabricated modules.
...is as self-sufficient as a space capsule.
Really?
It recirculates its own water supply and
gross.
Draws all of its electricity from its own fuel cells.
What is a fuel cell? What the fuck is a fuel cell? So you've made it like a prefabricated fucking structure 200 miles away from the city that if anything breaks, you have to like be an electrical engineer to fix.
As we approach our arrival...
Oh, look, it's the people of tomorrow. Lo, it's Grandma and Grandpa. They've been de-aged as corpses. And we keep their heads in a box. This is what gravestones of tomorrow look like.
The book could be observed by an automatic closed-circuit television system which would notify our hosts.
So we have a closed-circuit TV. It's not bad. We need more production. We need more prefabricated modules.
We might find ourselves...
No, we need more pylons. We need to build more pylons, as self-sufficient as Apollo 13.
...in a glass enclosure where the lint and dirt we've accumulated during our trip is removed electrostatically.
So fucking complicated. Like, part of the thing is, like, they're just assuming that in the future, everything is going to be pre-built. Like, what if that breaks? What I like the thing that this gets wrong, and I think modern architecture actually gets right, is that if my washing machine breaks, I don't have to take apart my apartment to get another washing machine in there. Like, I can just move it out the front door. It's not easy, but I can just push the washing machine out the front door and then bring another washing machine inside. Like, boom, new washing machine. But this is like you've got this huge glass thing, which God forbid if this ever fucking breaks. And then if you have to replace like the HVAC unit, like everything is just all this fucking machinery. And if you ever have to upgrade it, it's like you have to take apart your whole fucking roof.
During our trip,
And this is hundreds of miles away from a city. Like, so anything that you get has to be trucked in from somewhere.
it's removed electrostatically.
It's just a mess.
Now we step into the living room.
Oh.
What will the home of the 21st century look like inside?
It'll have one of those recessed pits in the living room that were all the rage in the 60s and 70s. Looks like we'll have some inflatable furniture right there. Some really, really uncomfortable couches that you can't do anything with that are also built into the home, so you can't get rid of them. Random glass panels that, if they break, well, good luck replacing that. An orb light here. No reason. Rows and rows of plants, which means you have to spend a lot of time vacuuming and sweeping up dead shit. And, Walter Cronkite.
Well,
And wood paneling. That's also going to be the future. That's the future. Wood paneling on the walls. However, no hardwood floors. Ew. Hardwood floors? Pih. Gross. Gross. No, we don't have hardwood floors in the future. In the future, we replace the hardwood floors with, 5-inch tall shag carpet that you could hide a fucking corpse in. That's the future.
I'm sitting in the living room of a mock-up of the home of the future,
The
conceived
living room of the mock-up of the home of the father.
by Phil
Electrocuted by my electrostatic washing machine. Very stiff cushions you can't even really sleep on.
Ford and designed by Paul McCobb. This is where the
Yes, he would be macabre. Look at this.
family of the 21st century would entertain guests. This
They'll entertain guests by having them show up. What will be the conversation of the 21st century from the 1960s perspective? Probably stuff to do with the Soviet Union and our moon base and our Mars base and the trip that we took to the hotel in orbit around the moons and the new rocket ship to Venus. Yes, Margaret, did you hear? They're going to send a rocket ship off to Venus. They're going to look for Martians on Venus.
room has just about everything one would want.
Oh, I want a square. What is this? Tell me what this is, and tell me why this thing is here. It looks like a dog. It looks like a dog with EL wires strapped to it. Commies, yes! Talk of the future will be the communists.
A big, some might say too big, full-color 3D television screen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they fucked this one up, too. Yeah, you either have to deal with black bars or completely, remodel the living room, knock out this wall to get, widescreen. And what makes it 3D? Okay, all right, money on this now. The TV is either magically 3D, and you can, walk around it and see, inside of it, or he's going to put on 3D glasses. Let's see.
A stereo sound system that could fill the room
Oh, come on. Watch the TV. Walter, for fuck's sake, watch the TV.
with music and comfortable furniture for relaxed conversation.
Yeah, that doesn't look comfortable at all. That looks like you're sitting on a gym floor.
Now,
What about the sound system? Hold on.
color 3D television screen, a stereo sound system that could
It's a stereo sound system. It's not a surround sound system. It's a stereo sound system.
Fill the room with music and comfortable furniture for relaxed conversation. Now, in the 21st century, you might bring your favorite chair along with you when you go for a visit.
Bring your favorite chair along, which is the style at the time. I went to go visit my aunt down in Shelbyville, so I brought my sofa with me, which was the style at the time.
To do this, you wouldn't need a small trailer, just a little bag, like this.
Oh, right, because the furniture in the future is all inflatable. Right, I forgot. Right. Okay, so the furniture of the future smells like burnt plastic and melts over time. Like all inflatable furniture does, it melts.
Now, there's a full-size chair in here.
Yeah, all you got to do is spend about 25 minutes blowing into it.
A chair that blows up like a balloon.
Yeah. Fuck it, doing it again. Come on.
Here's the way it looks after it's been fully inflated.
I knew that was an inflated chair. So that's not inflated, though. I love how unprepared they were for how much we as a society were going to watch Avatar. Make every company make 3D TVs and then reject them reject them out of existence immediately for our own amusement. Who the hell needs decent posture and reclining feet? Yeah, you don't need to recline. Fucking look. The lumbar is a myth. Lumbar support is a communist myth. You don't need any of that. Yeah, I was gonna say though, this doesn't look like it's totally inflated. This here is clearly not inflated. This is like glass or some kind of hard plastic. It looks like a broken windshield, yeah.
When a guest arrives, he just pulls out his inflatable chair. A small pressurized air capsule would inflate it.
Okay. Hey, Jordan, let me just take out my chair here and pop this CO2 canister into it. Like, oh no, I crushed the fucking cat again.
Then it would be ready for use. At the end of the evening, he just...
The people of the future have relaxed spines, have relaxed spines on account of us being on the moon half the time. That's true. That's very true. We go to the moon all the time. So in the future, because we go to the moon all the time, with our moon cars, our spines, we have our bones and everything, like we just have really relaxed spines. Yes.
Pull out the plug and put the deflated chair back into his little bag.
So it's just like, bring my bag along with me, Martha. I want to bring my favorite chair. My favorite chair. Why would your favorite chair be an inflatable chair? Where are the beanbag chairs? A lowbrow cartoon banned in several countries. I'm high. Yeah.
Sounds preposterous, but some people are convinced it will happen.
You're high? Oh, you're gonna love this then.
And here's another.
He's not going to address the fact that this is not a completely inflated chair. Like, it is on some kind of pedestal.
Another piece of furniture that might be found in the living room of the 21st century home.
A tiny child's stool.
When you're finished with this little children's chair...
Okay, so it is a children's chair. This little polka-dotted, awful... this thing that looks like a fucking molar. My grandmother would still cover the inflatable couch with a plastic cover.
Just throw it away.
Yeah, just throw it away. Once the child is done, like, pissing and shitting into the chair and making an awful, awful, gross child mess all over that chair, that paper chair, I'm guessing, you can just burn it. Just chuck it in the fireplace and burn it. Make the kid do it. No fucking shot that can support the weight of a human. It doesn't have to support the weight of a human, just a gross child.
It's made out of paper.
It's made
In the
space-age paper.
21st century living room, there's no reason we can't have something old and familiar in it to remind us that both...
Yes, we'll stick Grandma. That's what this is. I just realized that that's what this is. The little dome thing and all the plants. This is the Grandma corner. This is where you stick the old person. So in the home of the future, you'll have the old person corner. That's where you stick Grandpa. And he's close enough to where he feels like he's a part of the conversation, but far enough away that you don't have to hear him mumbling. Come on. Okay, that's the timeout chair. I wonder how people of this time would react to the name PlayStation. Oh yes, the PlayStation. Now that's a paper box you put over the child's head that the child can draw under, and that's the PlayStation. That's the station. You get here, son. Stick your head in the PlayStation. And it's just this bag. It's just a paper bag. Okay, I'm convinced one of the production staff was a clown. No, it's got polka dots because it's for kids, and kids love polka dots for no... 60s children love polka dots. I remember when we had plants and furniture that didn't come in bags. Yeah.
The present and the future are really merely extensions of the past.
Yeah, who said that?
Even before that chair was made, technology had begun to change our way of living.
What is that chair made of? It's so shiny. It looks like it's made out of, like, Bakelite or something.
Technology had begun to change our way of living.
I'm glad that no matter what century we're in, every upscale house is going to have some kind of decorative, non-functional vase thing that everyone says is for, like, flowers, but it never gets used for flowers, and eventually just fills up with dust and, like, pennies and, like, pieces of trash.
Technology is opening a new world of leisure time.
Big fucking dome lights. Oh, the big plastic dome lights so you can collect all the, like, roach and, like, dead bug bodies down at the bottom. Also plastic. This is like if we got kindergartners to do interior decorating. Maybe that's what they thought the future was going to be like. Exactly. That is what the future is going to be like. That is what the future is going to be like. Children will interior decorate and make polka-dotted furniture everywhere. Yes. Yes. Of course.
One government report projects that by the year 2000, the United States will have a 30-hour work week and month-long vacations.
Oh, God, really? They did?
The United States will have a 30-hour work week and month-long vacations.
Well, we made sure to get rid of that. We made sure that never fucking happened. A 30-hour work week and a month-long vacation. Yeah, I know. LOL. Yeah, fucking... Do you think an old person corner it has a coffin behind the chair for maximum efficiency? Young Charles, can you go poke your grandmother and see if she's still there? Oh dear. Pull the lever and send her down into the dead person chute. Oh, these people were not prepared for the bleakness of capitalism. What do you mean, hell? Plus, I love my 30-hour work week job and my month-long vacations. I love them. Make her coffin the chair. Well, I mean, look, we just... The chair's made out of disgusting, ugly wood. It's made out of disgusting, rustic wood. So when she dies on it, we pull the lever, and it falls down into the abyss. It's just a pit. It's just a hole in the ground. We have a hole in the ground built in the foundation. And we just drop him in. It collapses down into a surfing position.
As the rule, a lot of this new free time will be spent at home. This console controls a full array of equipment to inform, instruct, and entertain the family of the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's a computer. Only it's a computer of the 1960s. So it's like a giant fucking bench. Is it bad that the computer, their version of a computer looks more comfortable than their version of a couch? Their version of a computer looks more comfortable than a couch. In the future.
Controls a full...
All right, so what do you think this does? It's got 6 indicator lights. This looks like an audio mixer. So I guess whoever owns this house is like a DJ in his free time.
Full array of equipment.
Let's see. Yeah, there's the dip switches and everything. I don't know what the fuck those are supposed to be. Maybe those are also indicators, and then this black thing like flashes red if you do something wrong. Oh wait, no, that's the EKG on the dead person chair. That's the EKG readout for the old person corner. And so long as you hear like a deep, 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 you know that they're okay. And then it flatlines, and then you hit this big red button here, and it just like sends them down the chute. Please tell me all this tech is just for something unremarkable like a thermostat.
To inform.
There's the thermostat right there. This is the cold thermostat. This is the hot. And then this combines them. It's like a shower faucet with one extra step.
Instruct and entertain.
This is the entertainment box. Right there we have the spider. The thing that looks like there's a jumping spider crouched in it. That's for if you don't find anything entertaining and you just want something to latch onto your face for like an hour. That's what that's for. And then this, I guess, is like supposed to be a TV
family
guide.
Of the future.
Mr. and Mrs. Cronkite Entertainment Service. Football. Woodmere versus Stony Brook Salamander. Theater. Greek Tragedy by random Greek name. Fourth is the gaming system.
The possibilities for the evening's program.
The Woodmere Wasps versus the Stony Brook Samurai. I don't want to think about the Stony Brook's 1960s samurai fucking mascot. They get Bill and they just paint him brown and they just stick a sword on him. Wear this bedsheet, Bill. No, it's not problematic. It's the 60s. Do it, Bill. In the future, we'll have 10 a whole 10 TV channels. I don't know. You know what? I dream big. I think in the future of 2001, we'll have 20 TV channels. I know. 20 TV channels is a lot, but I'm telling you, I feel it. I feel 20 TV channels.
Are called up on this screen. We could watch a football game.
Okay, here's the TV.
Or
that's not 3D. That's just a still black and white image. Bill, just put it on. But it isn't what a samurai looks like. Just put it on, Bill.
A movie shown in full color on our big 3D television screen.
So,
the sound.
This is like, it was a big deal back in 2001 that we had a full color TV. It was still a big deal. Black and white was a thing all the way up till 1995. Woohoo, slow down, Weasel. That's crazy talk. I know it's crazy. But I like to dream.
Would come from these globe-like speakers.
Oh, wait. So the speakers, so these are not just lights. These don't just collect bugs. They also fling the dead bug bodies around because they're also speakers.
Big 3D.
They just call it 3D because it exists in a 3D space. Well, it's a cube, and technically a cube is a three-dimensional shape.
Television screen. The sound would come from these globe-like speakers. Or with a push of a button, we could momentarily escape from our 21st century lives and fill the room with stereophonic music from another age.
Ah, yes, stereophonic music. None of that fancy surround sound. No, stereophonic. Can I just say, as an ultra-wide fanatic, I appreciate 21:9 aspect ratio? Yeah! Thank you. Playing heavy bass song to pulverize the dead roaches in the speaker. Well, no, wait. See, that's the food of the future. See, you feed the dead roaches into the power cell. And the power cell, it's like a Mr. Fusion. So we have a place for dead bugs in the future. Yeah, this is an image of hell. That's what this is. Jesus, the fucking eyebrows on that guy. Look at that. That is majestic. Those aren't just eyebrows, okay? That is a sensory organ coming out of Mr. Cronkite's head. Awesome.
Everything in this home of the future has been designed for comfort.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
Today's air conditioners, for instance, are only the beginning. The home of the 21st century might have a completely controlled environment. For example, those wall panels can change themselves to darken a room or let in more light.
Okay, you know what? We do kind of have, we have polarized light. So we do have polarized, we do have polarizing windows. That's so he doesn't get stuck in a tight space. Those eyebrows are giving me Go Animate vibes. Yes.
They're controlled by this switchboard.
Yeah, that's totally not someone off fucking camera view dimming a light. Totally not.
Now this is where the family of the 21st century would relax. Over here is where work would be done.
All right, so let's take a look at work.
This is where a man might spend most of his time in the home.
Okay, all right. So this bro's got a 3 monitors set up and a laptop. You know, this okay. All right.
Home of the 21st century. This equipment here will allow him to carry on normal business activities without ever going to an office away from home.
Now, we can't have that. Businesses spend a lot of money on those office spaces, so I'm sorry, but you're going to have to take your work from home setup and take it to work. But he was turning the knob. They predicted work at home. They predicted having a bunch of screens.
This console provides a summary of news relayed by satellite from all over the world.
It was an American space effort is reaching. Government officials are speculate program 2. All right.
Now, to get a newspaper copy for permanent reference, I just turn this button. And out it comes.
Yeah, no saving that image electronically. Now, you got to print it out. Saving an image on a hard drive is still hundreds of years into the future. Can I play Fortnite on it? No, you cannot play Fortnite on it. However, I'd be willing to bet you could play Doom on this.
When I've finished catching up on the news, I might check the latest weather.
So it's just a dedicated weather screen.
This same screen can give me the latest report on the stocks I might own.
Oh, no, you're ruined. You only have 16 sippy cups. Damn. So what are these? What is Amtex? Hang on. I'm going to look this up and see if that's a real stock number. Give me a sec. AMTEX stock. Okay, Amtex is a real stock. American Express. Okay, so that's American Express. What about Bibco? I know. I just want to look up Bibco. Bibco. Bibco stock. Bibco. Glad we're discussing. Looks like whatever that is isn't anything anymore. It just brings up Beaver Island. Okay, but an inbuilt printer that burns the screen to paper is kind of hype, though. Yeah, all right. If I could instantly print out a 27 by 14 sheet of paper that was just like a game screenshot out of my monitor. Yeah, all right. Let's see. In the future, ice cream is free.
A telephone is this instrument here, a mock-up of a possible future telephone.
Oh, yeah. I could see that just snapping right off.
This would be the mouthpiece. Now, if I want to
You stick your mouth on it.
see the people I'm talking with, I just turn the button and there they are.
Yeah, there they are. This angry PNG. So in the future, you have one. So far, this is a really inefficient office. Like, this is a really inefficient office. You have like that one big, enormous thing that's just news. Then you have this other monitor that's just weather. Then you have this other monitor that's your phone, and it's enormous. And then right at the end here, I'm hoping that's something practical.
Over here,
Like the guy on the phone's like, "Did you call me for something? Hello?
I
Hello?
work. On this screen, I can keep
What'd
in
you
touch
call
with
me
other
for?
rooms of the house through a closed-circuit television.
Why did you call? What?" That microphone would be truly... Yes, it would be awful. So, all right. So now this is closed circuit. So this is the closed circuit thing. And he has a closed circuit TV in his child's bedroom. I think that's a child. So yeah, it just... No, wait. Oh, wait a minute. Fuck. I thought that was like a weird ornate bed thing. So it's just a child and a mom making a bed. So you've got all right.
With equipment like this in the home of the future, we may not have to go to work. The work would come to us.
Yeah, that's not how it works. You go to work. That's not how it works. That ain't how it works, buddy. No, we can't have any of that freedom shit. No. You're gonna go to an office, or you're gonna go to your retail space, and we're gonna pay you $4.50 a piece every hour on the hour, and then we're gonna stop you. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Yep, that's what it is. This is 0.0 FPS. Well, it can't do video. That's too much processing.
In the 21st century, it may be that no home will be complete without a computerized communications console.
A computerized, vectorized, communications, mechanized hypermachine. Yes.
The domestication of the computer already has
The
been...
domestication of the computer. Like we found them in the wild. Look at this. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine this in your fucking office? Can you just imagine this shit? Like every time you send an email, you can't just look at it. You just see like right next to you like a fucking machine gun.
The domestication of the computer already has begun. In Phoenix, Arizona, the Charles Crawshaw family has learned to live with a computer terminal in their kitchen.
Turn left. Well, in the future, there are feral computers.
Teletypewriter is connected by ordinary telephone lines to a...
What does this say? What is the distance in inches between pattern... something? What is the price of the material?
Computer complex in New York City, 2,400 miles away. Charles Crawshaw, a General Electric...
So this is, he's like ordering something? It's a good way to burst your eardrums and make you deaf. Or
engineer, works on technical problems. His wife Barbara uses the computer for various household chores. Here the computer has expanded the proportions of a recipe for 6 into a recipe for 14.
Is she gonna like... Oh, 66! Okay, so this is 1966 or 19... So this is like around 67, 66. Actually, I'm gonna guess because this is 12/01/66, then this is probably 1967. So this is probably a film from 1967. So in 1967, they thought the house of 2001 was going to look like a fucking yard sale.
By the 21st century, home computers may be as common as today's telephones.
Hey, what are you
Oh no. I wouldn't say they're as common as the telephone.
doing?
The children of the 21st century might be educated by a computer at home. The Crawshaw daughters do some of their homework this way today.
7 plus... Yeah. Wrong! Wrong. Try that again. 7 plus 69 equals...
Try 148.
348.
Tomorrow's
Correct.
home computer
Now
won't simply
try.
do old jobs
And it just goes on and on and on like this forever.
in new ways. By the time the Crawshaw daughters have families of their own, we may have created jobs for computers that we haven't even dreamed of today.
Like OnlyFans or like a feet pic website. Or maybe they can be streamers or influencers. Or maybe they can be in one of those horrible little like Instagram farms or those TikTok farms where you go to an office every day and you sit down in front of a camera and you just do a script all day every day. Now they are educated by TikTok, which is much worse. Yes, the horrors that only TikTok can provide. That machine that just goes like could never match up to what TikTok can do.
Even with a computer in her kitchen, Mrs. Crawshaw still cooks her family's meals. Cooking might be different
Oh snap!
in the 21st
I caught
century.
one of those live.
Industrial
live.
designer
Oh, hey.
Henry Dreyfus.
Hey,
I like
Scala.
to think that the art of baking a homemade pie won't be lost, but maybe the one that comes out of the supermarket is going to be better than the one that you can make at home because we've lost the art.
The art of making a pie will be lost. A lost part. They can pay $7.99 to see ladies' ankles and elbows. No, and that... Oh, fuck. Can you imagine, like a Pornhub on that site? You log in, and it's like, looking for horny 20-year-olds. And then you hit enter, and it's just like... It makes like a vector, not a vector drawing, but like an ASCII drawing of what's going on. But it can't do video, so it just keeps printing out the ASCII drawings, and you have to lie them on top of each other, and like just do like a real quick flip book thing with your hands. Hey, Scala. Only millionaire can afford the nipple DLC. What?
I think that packages for quick food and this
Dot matrix image. That's what I'm trying to say.
The package might very well have a disposable electric plug as part of it, and you just plug this in. The package would heat. You'd eat the food, and you might even eat the package.
You might eat the package too. Yeah, it'll be like a cornucopia made out of like flour and water. You'll eat the package. You may even eat the package, my friends, the package. It's like checking on this. Ugh.
All the wasted paper in the world, it's conceivable that when the package was heated, it would turn into part of the food.
Yes, in the future, you'll eat paper.
People like...
Imagine printing off a GIF frame by frame. Oh, that's legit been done. Oh, it has? God, I hate it when the guy has a speech bubble. When the guy has a speech bubble.
To eat. And I don't think really that everybody's going to eat out of a deep freeze. I think that some people like to cook.
Some disgusting freaks like to cook. And in the kitchen of tomorrow, we'll punish them for it. The egg machine will spray liquefied egg in their face.
We should take this away from them.
For those who still enjoy cooking for themselves, the kitchen of the 21st century may offer many new ways to prepare a meal.
Like this microwave, a miracle of tomorrow.
Microwave cooking, for example.
Oh, it is a microwave.
Microwaves are high-frequency electromagnetic waves.
Hang on, let me take a look at those controls. So it's got a cook button. You press it, and it just says cooking, and there's no time dial or anything on it. Wait, that's what that is. So I guess you select the time, you hit the cook, and then it stops. It would have to.
Waves, higher than the waves that carry normal radio signals, but lower than the frequencies we know as light. Microwaves vibrate energy, and food absorbs this energy as heat. Many materials, like the glass that surrounds a souffle, are unaffected by microwave energy. The glass remains cool while the food gets...
No, glass gets... Well, yeah, kind of. Oh, all right, I'm stupid.
The food is cooked all at once instead of having to absorb heat slowly from the outside.
So this is from a time in the past when microwaves were a novelty. What I like about this is that, so in the future, all of your food will come in an edible container, and then it'll all be microwaved. We will microwave all the nutrients away. But where's Mr. Handy's?
Souffle normally cooks in 40 minutes. With microwaves, it's ready in 90 seconds.
And it's still frozen in the middle. This here was once a dog.
This might be part of the kitchen in the home of the future.
An oven. I mean, maybe.
Preparation of a meal in the 21st century could be almost fully automatic. Frozen or irradiated foods are stored...
Oh, Jesus, irradiated food? So, I know I keep pausing. So in the future, food preservation will be, you don't freeze it. You have a radioactive source that's so strong that it kills all of the bacteria on the food. So if anything ever goes wrong in your kitchen, it's like a little Chernobyl. It's like a little nuclear accident. And it's like, oh no, the refrigerator broke. Guess I have cancer now. That's what it's going to be.
In that area over there. Meals in this kitchen of the future are programmed. The menu's given to the automatic chef by a typewriter or punched computer cards.
Oh, God. The punch cards. Yes. We have miracle fusion cells and 3D TVs and we have like inflatable impervious furniture and an old person corner. And we have kitchens with like that are mechanized, but we just can't improve on the humble punch card. That's technology that'll never go away. Oh, hey, that Weasel is alive. Yeah, I'm kind of here. I'm here, sort of. Yeah.
The proper pre-packaged ingredients are conveyed from the storage area and moved into this microwave oven where they are cooked in seconds.
So if anything goes wrong with this conveyor belt here,
are conveyed from the storage area and moved into this.
So the points of failure are, what's good, boss? Oh, got robbed today, so that's what I'm doing. Just getting my mind off that. So the points of failure here are the radiation source Technically, lots of food do come in their own natural packaging. Yeah, fruit. So you've got a radioactive source that irradiates your food. Then it goes into another like super like deep freeze refrigerator thing. So that's another point of failure. Then you have this movable thing that's another point of failure into this prepper thing, this like big prepping oven thing. And then you have this trackway that goes into a microwave. Like, God, this is so fucking... Like, imagine just cleaning this. Like, just the operation of cleaning this fucking thing. You'd have to have, like, dedicated people that just went around and cleaned shit.
Microwave oven where they are cooked in...
The placement of the hand to cover the string. Wait, what? I didn't even... I got carried away in my rant.
They are cooked in seconds.
Oh, fuck. Wait, is there a string? Hang on.
Moved into this microwave oven where...
Hang on. I'm gonna, like, look for it. I don't see a string, but I would not be surprised if this desiccated raccoon corpse thing is being pulled by a string.
Seconds. When the meal is done, the food comes out here.
It just shits the food right out there.
When my meal's ready, instead of reaching for a stack of plates, I just punch a button, and the right amount of cups and saucers are molded on the spot.
Oh, God. So you can't eat... It's like... It's molded, too. So do we have... Does that imply, like, there's a big vat of just liquid plastic paper shit up there? And it just quick solidifies.
When I finished eating, there'll be no dishes to wash. The used plates will be melted down again, the leftovers destroyed in the process.
How? How? How, though? How does it mold? Weasel, hey, repair guy, how's it going? You doing good? But how does melting the plates down destroy the leftovers? I think he's lying. Here's what I think is going on. I think it's some kind of remeltable plastic. They're predicting 3D printing. Well, they're predicting molding, which is a little different. It's sort of like an injection molding. But what this is implying is that these dirty dishes go into another vat where they're melted down. So you end up with plastic with like bits and pieces of like burned food on them because it's melted down. So like, what if you have like a whole, like a chicken bone on it, like a steak bone, and you like look at it, it's like it melts it down, and then the steak bone like partially degrades, and then the next time the plate's made, it's got like bone splinters in it. How do you mold porcelain? I don't know.
And the melted plastic will be ready to be molded into clean plates when I need them next.
And who cleans out the vat of molten plastic and filth? Eat something, yes.
In 2001, we might eat out in automated restaurants. Today...
Okay, well, that's coming, but not for these reasons. Science scoop. Science scoop. That's right, Jeb, it's science scoop.
American Machine and Foundry has a system for automated drive-ins called AmFair. Press a button, and the computerized kitchen cooks by itself.
All right, let's see how gross this looks. Wait a minute. Hang on. I don't know if that's gonna make the stream get like declined here. So I've got to lower the volume by a little bit. Science scoop. They have arrived in Japan and South Korea. In the West, I'm not so sure. Yeah, I mean, they're experimenting with an automated McDonald's. So you have all this bullshit. That goes into here, and it just dumps. So, again, if anything goes wrong, then at the end of this line, it just starts shooting liquid hot dog filth everywhere. Doesn't that paint. Then that shit there just looks so appetizing. That disgusting paint. And then the bombs go off. Oh, wait, that was ice cream. That was supposed to be ice cream. Okay, the music's over.
Robots are coming, not to rule the world, but to help around the house.
That's what I need to hear at night. My robot vacuum going kerplunk, kerplunk, kerplunk. Like when Hot Dog fell. Well, like, if it's in like an automated kitchen, like imagine it like something breaks and it just starts spraying like ground beef. Like what if refrigeration fails and the sensors don't work and you have rotten ground beef being stamped and cooked? This is why gourmet fast food is increasing in popularity. It's actually cooked by a human. What is gourmet fast food? What is that? Is that just like regular fast food, but it costs more? We've gone back, but then like regular fast food also costs more. Fucking like a McDonald's coffee near where I live costs like $2.70 for a McDonald's coffee. It's not helping. Like automation, like making things more efficient, it's not fucking helping.
In the home of 2001, machines like these may help cook your breakfast and serve it too.
How? I'm really, really looking forward to telling me how this nonsense here works.
We may wake up each morning to the patter of little feet.
This is not patter. This sound here.
We may wake up each morning to the patter of little feet. Robot.
This is not patter. This is like waking up to someone like hitting your kitchen counter with a fucking hammer. This is not like, it's not like this. It's not like, I don't even know if you can pick that up, but it's not like, it's like, just like fucking running into everything. They stole that from Rube Goldberg. Yeah, it's like every kitchen is a Rube Goldberg machine now. The patter. This is an industrial complex. Oh yeah, it's so quiet. It's so quiet. It's the wondrous little mice-like patter of little robot feet. This sound. Imagine waking up every day being serenaded by that. It's a bunch of BattleBots rechecks.
We spoke with a professor who was
It's like Cronkite's looking at like, yep, that sure is a machine that makes a fuckload of noise. Yep, that sure is. It sounds like gunshots.
Experimenting with computerized robots at London's Queen Mary College.
Computerized robots.
M.W. Thring.
Professor Thring,
What the fuck is that?
are these?
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? These are annoying robots. These are very annoying robots. We're going to take them out back and shoot them later, yes.
These are the first prototypes of small-scale models of the domestic housemaid of
Why does it look like Cronkite is sizing him up for a fight?
the future.
The domestic housemaid of the future?
Yes, the maid of all work, to do all the routine work of the house, all the
Yes, you know what? This is important because I personally do not like having to stop what I'm doing in the middle of the day to stomp my feet violently into the ground. You know, I find that to be a real distraction, and if a robot could just do it for me.
uninteresting jobs that the housewife
OMB, that's a very Queen's English accent.
would prefer not to do. You also give it instructions about decisions, that it mustn't run over the baby and things like that.
Okay. Oh my god. It wouldn't run over the baby, it would just crush it into the ground. Yes, you don't want the machine to accidentally ruin the baby's whole body and face. Yes, these machines have quite the capacity to kill, and we definitely don't want this. I didn't know you were streaming. I posted it on the fucking the Discord.
And then it remembers those instructions, and whenever you tell it to do that particular program, it does that program.
Yes, whenever you tell it to crush the baby, the machine seeks out the baby and crushes it again, yes.
What is the completed machine going to look like?
I imagine it's going to look something like a large circular saw attached to mallets. And it will roam about the house, cutting and smashing everything in its way. And in general, just taking care of all the housework that you'd otherwise not take care of. This mini steamroller robot thing will know if it's killed the family dog.
Going to look like a human being?
No, there's no reason at all why it should look like a human being.
I don't wish my nightmare creations to look anything like humans. The human body is a very inefficient model. These machines will be perfect just as the machine god intended.
The only thing is it's got to live in a human house and work in a human house, so it's got to go through doors and climb up stairs and so on.
So I imagine something that looks like a box full of snakes, yes.
But there's no other reason why it should look like a human being. For example, it can have 3 or 4 hands if it wants to. It can have
Oh, good, yes. Make it have a 3-handed robot.
eyes in its feet. It can be entirely different. It would have the full run of the house, and indeed these ones here are examples of machines that would actually walk upstairs.
I want to see that fucking thing walk up some stairs. I want to see that thing walk up some fucking stairs.
Just
Show
as the
me.
human being has the built-in sense of balance, we can build in a sense of balance into the machine so that the body part of it is always upright, even when the carriage is going up the stairs.
I want to see that. I want to see that specific machine walk upstairs somehow.
Could the machine conceivably make a mistake and just walk out of the house, go through the wrong door?
It could.
I like how uncomfortable he's getting. He's getting uncomfortable because before this interview, one of those robots went rogue and fucking killed an intern. Like the tall crane one knocked him over, and then the little stompy one stomped all over his face and head.
It's very easy to allow for this, though, because you can have a large red button conveniently placed so that anybody can punch this button and immediately immobilize the whole machine. So that
It'll shock the robot into death, and then it will go to robot hell, yes. And it'll, well, you know, it'll just get tortured for going out the wrong door, yes.
no need to be frightened of it.
Does it fold itself up, or are we going to have to provide it a room in the house?
It would put itself away in a cupboard when it had finished.
Yeah, what he means is it'll have an inconvenient as hell docking station, just random somewhere. You won't be able to do anything with it.
Would also recharge its batteries.
Hey, it's the onion! It's the pumpkin onion orange peel
The
house.
21st century home is still only a dream, as utopian and probably as unattainable for the average man as these far-out homes of today.
I'm glad that even in the 1960s they were like, yeah, you're gonna be stuck in the MC Escher gray box. You're not gonna own a home. It's gray box for you, my friend. Yes. I too want to live inside of a whale's mouth. It's Scarface walks among his house. Look at it. It looks like a fat. What is that? It looks like a horror creature. It has no face. this music, this architecture does not inspire this music. The Soviet Onion, yes. I'll go to robot hell and be tortured by musicals. Having a button to stop, deactivate the robots to punish them for going outside is literally an Orville plotline that causes them to rebel. I've not seen the Orville. It looks like Geordie's visor, yeah. You will eat the bugs and you will live in the pods and you will like it. This home does not inspire this music. And also, these homes are fucking hideous. This, like, these disc shapes that means, like, inside you have to have custom furniture everywhere. This just looks like a spaceship crashed into the hill. Oh, fuck, I didn't think about the music. Shit, I didn't think about the music. I don't want the stream to be demonetized. Yeah, okay, that's a... polka dots again. Polka dots again. They thought we were going to be obsessed with polka dots in the future. Klaus Schwab's weird cousin. Okay, oh, it's one of those weird... It's one of those weird MC Escher houses. Only it's in a... It's got smoother corners. And dome lights. This is how you know you're rich, when your house has a dome, has a skylight. Why is this shot with a fisheye lens? Isn't this one of those things where if you see it in the woods, you're not supposed to go up it? Isn't this one of those wood staircase things? Alright, this looks like something I've made in Blender before. Huh. This room looks offset. It looks like you live inside of a computer tower. This just looks like a pillbox.
There comes a time when our dreams of the 21st century must be weighed against the realities of today.
And the reality is, today sucks, tomorrow sucks, and every day will suck forever, yes. No, it looks like a secret base testing radon weapons. It's supposed to be better than... I suppose this is better than Soviet housing. Yeah, it's not actively crumbling.
Philip Johnson.
We're talking about where you and I are going to live. And we're going to live in these mass-produced buildings.
But at the time, like, the dude is complaining. This dude at the start of this video was complaining about the fucking mass-produced housing being horrible. He was complaining about how all the suburban housing looks the same, and now he's like, no, we're gonna live inside mass-produced housing, and it's gonna be great.
And just mass-producing little plop-plops. Or
what?
And just mass-producing little plop-plops.
Plop-plops? He's making it sound like we're gonna live inside shit. We're gonna live inside cow patties. That's the future.
Or adding a flexible type thing, do-it-yourself, isn't going to work. Now, what is going to work, an individual wants to be like Thoreau and go off to the Maine woods and get an axe and build your own house. That will go on for some centuries, perhaps.
Yeah. For some centuries, people will just be able to get an axe and go out in the middle of the woods and just build something.
But that is no longer germane. What is interesting is the push to the city that's nothing but accelerated since Jefferson's time. And this is the strength, to get around to another subject, this is the reason why...
And I'm sure that'll continue on forever.
It's so difficult to persuade the American people to do their cities over, is because we still believe in Jeffersonian agrarian ideals. You spend
oh no, not agrarianism.
all your day in a labyrinth, You see, well, you're going to spend all night there, too. We're just going to make it as tolerable as we can.
Can we find a compromise between our increasingly urban way of living and the pride and privacy of the individual home?
No, you will live inside of this giant air vent and you'll like it.
These children will raise the families of the 21st century. They will live in homes with all the gadgetry of a new age.
And they'll vote for all of the rights to be taken away from everybody. And they'll be mean, obnoxious, entitled pricks. And they'll cause the downfall of American democracy. These children are our future.
3D television, automated cooking, and
like that guy's a retired lawyer in Key West, Florida that thinks the COVID vaccine and makes you gay.
robot housemaid.
And that lady there, she got on court TV because she threw a fucking burning hot lump of coal at a fast food worker for giving her the wrong amount of fries.
The machine.
Okay, this kid right here goes on to like work at Halliburton and make a mist that just eats your skin. And he's retired and he lives in Grand Rapids. And she goes on to like be a realtor agent. And she owns like 20 homes in like poor neighborhoods, and she forces people to like have like 4 families to a home. These futures
don't make a home. People do.
He was an interior designer, and he was an exterior designer, and they could build houses. They could never. WF approves of it. Oh, and she, looking at the face, she is a retired municipal court judge, and she spends most of her time on Facebook now talking about how Trump didn't lose the election and how we didn't go to the moon and how Elon Musk will take us to Mars and how anybody who says anything bad about any of those people should be excommunicated to Siberia or something. And she over there, like, this being so mean. I'm so mean to these future people. Like, I don't even know if any of them are still alive. Like, let me think. Let me do some morose mathematics here. Like, let's assume okay, she looks like, I don't know, 9. Let's go with 9, and this is 19. Let's say this is 19. What did we determine this was? 1967, 1968. So 1968. She's 9 in 1968. So that means she was born in 1959, and it's, let's say 2023. Minus 1959. She's 64. Yeah, so she's got plenty of time to go to like Ross's and be told that something actually isn't on sale, and then threaten the person behind the counter with losing their job, and telling them that they should pull themselves up by their bootstraps and die, you know, that kind of thing. Holy crap, a Weasel stream. If it wasn't for X Twitter, I wouldn't even know you were alive. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been kind of really super inactive recently. I know.
Home, as Winston Churchill once observed, is more than just a living unit. It will take...
Ugh, what the like, okay, shout out to 16mm educational films. I guess that's what this is. But what is this? So it's got little holes so you can get your head stuck. And it's got little bars so you can trip and slam your head into something. Yeah, it looks like a weird many-eyed alien creature accidentally ate part of a wall and it can't swallow anything.
It will take decisions that go beyond technology. Decisions about the quality of the life to lead.
Yeah, decisions like, you know, whether or not something like this
about the quality of the
horribly unsafe thing belongs in a playground.
To lead.
I call
To
this
answer the
shit.
question,
Whoa,
how will we
whoa! The fucking film's dying. So like right here, you know, plenty of room to trip and fall on one of those like bar things and break your spine.
live in the 21st century?
Anyway, okay, so that was neat. So educational, that's Rumble. All right, educational films. Let's take a look. What have they got? What have they got here? The Cowtail Switch, the folklore of African. A folklore of African. Of African, just a folklore of African. All right. Focus on sports and games. 19. See which one of these looks good? History, entertainment, the 50s. Famous people. Do you have like playlists? Educational films. There's educational videos. The Piper of Himalayan by Robert Browning. Okay. Envision Fire Department. Let me see. Christmas in Germany, a story of giving. In the 1950s, I guess they're still clearing that out. What do farmers do? Let's see. Woodpecker life cycle. Math by logic puzzles. Let's see. What's a good one? What is a good one? What would be fun? Hans Christian Andersen, 1977. Land of Immigrants, Teaching Tolerance, Teaching Beginning Number Concepts, The Life Cycle of Frogs and Toads. Okay, let's try The Life Cycle of Frogs and Toads. Or, yeah, well, okay, let me... all right, so I want to see the fire department and then the life cycle of frogs and toads. Yeah. GE Films.
Now taking the place of men who have been on duty
1951.
It's almost 8 a.m. Inspection time for Fire Marshal Jim Dorman. The fire
See, are you all wearing your asbestos uniforms?
Marshal is reviewing the day shift of firefighters. All right, company, he says. You can go ahead. Captain Drake is the duty officer for today.
Let's go back to your pressurized water hoses and fucking explosive barrels.
He leads Tom to the aerial ladder truck.
Here, now, this is how you get your fingers crushed. Pay attention.
Over, he says. Tom Gilliman.
Tom Gilliman.
His job is steer the rear wheels of the huge ladder truck. The truck is so long that it needs 2 men to operate it. The tiller
Yeah, it's a good thing we paused to see him play with that.
in the rear and the driver in front.
Ah, a one-cylinder engine.
Just now, the driver's checking the engine of the big truck to be sure it's working all right.
Yep, if something happens to this little wire, man, someone's gonna burn to death. I was just about to mention asbestos.
All the firefighting equipment must be inspected every day, and each part cleaned and polished, always ready to go just the minute the fire alarm comes in.
Just in case someone tries washing their clothes in gasoline.
Whenever they have time, firemen practice what they might have to do in fighting a fire.
Don't worry about this little rod. I'm sorry, Tom, you have asbestos. I mean Asperger's.
The aerial ladder is built to reach high places on tall buildings. See the 3 ladders, one placed inside the other?
Like an onion. Perhaps almost like the home of the future.
They can be extended and turned with the help of a few levers. But firemen use hand ladders too. Sometimes there's no room for the huge ladder truck. Then hand ladders must be used.
Yeah, this is good. This is his bare arm. It's important to have bare arms and like no protection during a fire so you cook thoroughly. So you just roast thoroughly. When the fire engine gets swifty, stiff.
Here comes Tom. He's carrying a hose roller on his back. His partner carries the rope.
This is back before the hoses and water systems were integrated into the ladder. At least I think they're integrated.
Down goes the rope. And up
Oh my god.
goes the nozzle.
What is that?
The hose roller makes it easy for Tom to pull up the heavy hose.
Until it burns.
Here's another way to get a heavy hose to the roof.
By carrying it.
The firemen carry it with the help of hose straps.
Oh god, like he just yank on that and pull him backwards.
These
People were invulnerable to fire back then until the Great Reset. Yes, after the Great Reset, fire burned people.
firemen practice saving a man's life.
He's already dead, though.
One of them makes believe that he is overcome by smoke.
Oh my god. Why is his butt so oily? What is going on with that?
Overcome by smoke.
Oh, he's wet. Oh, they covered him in wet.
Captain
Why'd they cover only his back and what?
Drake shows them how to give oxygen to a smoke victim. The machine forces oxygen into the lungs and
Bursting
pulls out
them and causing an easy, quick death. The man died of asbestos poisoning.
the bad air.
Yep, that's important.
Other firemen
And here's the one shot that David Lynch put in.
practice life saving with a life net. Firemen often save lives at a real fire.
Just jump. I'm not gonna joke. I would be very hesitant to jump onto that thing. I'm just paranoid of heights.
What's this?
Why it's the kitchen of tomorrow, but it's having an accident. Perhaps one of the radioactive sources bursts, or one of the fucking robots rebelled and caught it and lit itself on fire.
It looks like a fire.
Nah, it's just Snoop Dogg's house.
Will anyone see it?
No.
A watchful policeman notices the smoke. Quickly, he calls in the alarm over the police radio.
I saw some smoke. There's a fire. What's this? Someone showering?
Alarm, 3rd and Main. Alarm, 3rd and Main. Alarm, 3rd and Main.
It's a good thing he doesn't have a goofy voice that's really stupid. It's the only thing anybody remembers from a firehouse. Just the pole.
Real work for the firemen now. Onto the engines, onto the trucks. Boots on, helmets on.
All right, let's
Everyone to
see
his
the
place.
fire protective gear.
Tom's rushing up to his tillerman seat.
Ah, okay, good. He's got an oil slicked suit.
He gives a signal to the engineer, which means, I'm ready. And already, the doors are opening. The chief's car is out and away first. The 2 engine companies follow.
Unfortunately, by now, the old woman's house is burned down.
Our big area ladder truck is last. 90 seconds after the alarm,
Police are never there when you need them, but they're always there when you don't need them.
and they're on their way.
Why does the fucking alarm sounds like... The alarm sounds like a crying baby.
All
It does. It sounds like a 3-year-old throwing a temper tantrum.
traffic stops. the siren shrieks, "Clear the way, here come the firefighters." They must hurry.
But then the Instagram influencer from the future gets in front of the firefighter truck.
Fire doesn't wait. That's why fire engines may go through red lights on their way to a fire. But firemen always drive very carefully. Tom's keeping a firm hand on the tiller.
Right, because he's like the guy who, they don't have four-wheel drive. Right. Sounds like a crying cat. Yeah, it sounds like a cat in heat. There should be a fucking crowd of cats, like, chasing after it.
And round another corner again.
And if he screws up even once, everyone dies.
1 minute after leaving the firehouse, and just 2.5 minutes after the alarm was turned in, the firemen are at the fire.
Just 2 minutes.
And ladders up to the second floor. First engine company, move up. Carry up that hose, boys. Second engine company, pull up closer.
Okay.
Take the ladder truck to the rear of the house.
Imagine that as your morning alarm. I can set that as, I can get that clip and set it as my morning alarm if I want to.
Connect the hose to the water hydrant.
It's a good thing there's a water hydrant there.
Open up. The water rushes into the pumper. The engineer puts the pumps in operation. Gradually opens the valves.
Just 2 minutes, the neighborhood house is probably on fire. The neighbor's house is probably on... Now, in 2 minutes, like, the whole house is just engulfed in flames. Because back then, they insulated the houses with... No, the whole house is engulfed in flames because it's a house of the future. And everything inside is made of paper. Future paper, which burns bright as the sun.
The swell as the water rushes.
Like the future... So this is like the future house, like the moldable plastic thing broke and sprayed like white hot like Bakelite everywhere, and that lit some of the paper on fire, and then that sparked like a flare up from like the weird microwave that uses an actual radiological source, and then all the food that was in deep freeze gets shot through everything, and like all the oil burns everything, and then the shag carpet lights on fire, and then Grandma's zombie claws its way up from the fucking from the coffin hole. And like, yeah, that's the
through them.
Yeah, flash paper houses.
Already the spray is cooling the flame.
Look at his spray, yes.
Air spreading through the roof. Little Judy and her parents are very worried.
Oh no. Do they live at the house?
Will the firemen save their home?
Okay, they live at the house. How did the fire happen?
Marshal Dorbin orders the aerial ladder up.
But how did the fire happen?
Carefully, the engineer lowers the heavy ladder.
Like, maybe they were hoping that they didn't get there on time, and this is actually insurance fraud.
Up goes Tom, just as he
It was little Jimmy, but he's still in there. Home insurance didn't cover this.
Up the pressure. More water in through the windows.
World's smallest cameraman.
More pressure.
More pressure. More heat.
Up to the roof. Tom's opening a hole in the roof to release smoke and heat from the attic. Smoke's rushing up through the hole.
It must have been Casper. Yes, Casper got mad and became an unfriendly ghost. No, wait. This is Casper the Ghost's origin. This is Casper the Ghost's origin. Little Jimmy was living in his house of the future, and he lit something on fire, and then the house burned down with him in it. Now little Jimmy's a fucking ghost.
Now the engine pumps with full force. Firemen with smoke masks go inside to see if all the fire has been put
He's
out.
causing why is he using a fire axe on a tin roof? Fire axes can actually go through that shit. It just makes a bunch of shocking.
Firefighter Tom and Captain Drake are happy.
Oh, they got the cat.
They could save Judy's house and her kitten.
They got the cat. Oh, that makes it better. Oh, they got the kitten. Happy fucking ending.
The fireman's job is done.
Oh, on a
Down
tile
goes the area
roof.
ladder.
Yeah, could still probably do it. And then the alarm. They have the job well done alarm that's just meh. You did an okay job.
The wet hoses up and go back to the truck, each in its proper place.
And then the film tears and reality breaks.
Now Judy can better understand why firemen are so important.
Aw, little kitten. Aw.
And now they have to go back to the fire station. On their way back, they follow traffic rules of their town like other cars.
The cat was really inside the house the whole time. Yeah, no, I don't know with that amount of smoke. I mean, maybe. Oh, it's over. Oh, wait, it's playing a Shakespeare selection for kids. Okay. All right, let's take a look. These are made from the panels. These are the self-illuminating panels from the House of Tomorrow. Jacques speech. Yes, Shakespeare. Crayons. As You Like It. As You Like It by William Shakespeare. Shakespeare looks high as shit, man. Oh my god. What is that? Why does Shakespeare have a beak? Like, this, no joke, this looks like an AI-generated image of, like if you put in the prompt, Shakespeare crayon drawing. That's what this looks like. Like, it looks like it just, like, in your sampling is just like a bunch of clip art. And you think you're an artist, so you're like, yes, I made this, it's mine. And it's got, like, the eyes off in, like, 2 different directions. Derp Shakespeare. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make this the fucking, hang on. I wanna screenshot this thing. This is gonna be the thumbnail. This is gonna be the thumbnail. Hang on. I'm gonna get this. Yeah. All right. Thumbnail right there. Let's go. Tell me it talks. Tell me it talks.
All
Damn.
The world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts.
Yes, he may die with an arrow.
Being 7 ages.
Act 1.
At first, the infant, mewling.
Like Shakespeare. Shakespeare is a Romulan. He wrote Henry VIII while on mushrooms. Which mushrooms? Okay, so we've got the baby. Yeah, this also kind of looks like it was, like, it even has the fucked up fingers. Like, I know it can't be. It can't possibly be. I know that. I'm not saying it is. But it looks like it, doesn't it? Like, it's got the fucked up fingers and, like, the eyes that are, like, you know, going off in different directions. And, like, the baby's got, like drifty eyes and, like, weird, like a weird claw hand coming out of its face.
And puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snails.
Yes, we take the schoolboy, and now he has no mouth, but he must scream. Drawn by PragerU? Maybe.
Unwillingly.
Oh my god, that is a thought. All right. One of the streams we do has to be like PragerU. That's got to be one.
To school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace.
With his 1, 2, 3 elbows. His arm folds in half like a bird's.
With a woeful ballad made to his...
Look at her neck. Look at her neck. God. Like something out of an analog horror.
Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth.
And it rips him in half.
And then...
We turned the child into the snail. Terminator traveled back in time and creates educational films for kids to teach John Connor about history.
The justice, in fair round belly with good capon lined.
So the guy's gone from being a romancy to a soldier, and now he's a judge? Like a big fat judge guy?
With eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And
Superman? Yeah, I guess he would be angry at a comic. I think that was heretical. I think that was heretical in England to have, like, graven images of people in, like, underwear.
So he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, which...
Yes, that's when all the old people, like, their chins and their noses extend to form, like, the face of one of those dead space creatures.
Spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank. And
what?
And his big pipe for his shrunk shank. World too wide for his shrunk.
Wait.
His youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank.
Cute Fuzzy Weasel, you are my childhood. Thanks. I always get a, like, every time that's I hope it was a good part of your childhood. That is one terribly inaccurate canon. Any FTT updates? Yeah, I do. Necromorph Seniors, Jesus. Yeah, I do have one. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. I just want to get past it. You know, I'm going to take that L. In hindsight, it was pretty obvious what was going on, but, you know, just like, you know what? I'm going to take that L. You know, just whatever. It is what it is. As for FTT updates, I want to get one done this month. Like, I want to at least one. I guess I kind of got to light a fire under my ass to do something.
And his big manly voice turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles.
So he's so in his old age, he just starts drooling and rambling and vomiting everywhere, talking about pipes and
sound. Last scene of all that ends.
Do we get to see a Skelly Man? All right, do we get to see a scary Skelly Man? Vote now if we get to see a scary Skelly Man. Yeah, it's when you're old, your skull morphs into a crow skull. Exactly.
His second.
Kind of a scary Skelly Man.
Childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste.
And then he turns into dust.
Sans everything.
The end. He went from being a soldier to a judge to a dribbling, drooling, mumbling idiot. And then all of his teeth fell out and his eyes fell out. FTT has turned into the Chris Chanel era of Doctor. We're all lucky to get an episode once a year. Look, okay, just you know, I will get one out. Okay, 2 songs. How long is this? This is only. Oh my god, I've been rambling for like. Okay. He's become a Force Ghost. Well, he got struck down and became more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
When daisies wide and
While not related to the stream here, I have been uploading for just over 2 years, and I've started streaming on Tuesdays recently. Okay, congratulations, 151. Good job. What do you stream?
It's blue and ladies' smocks all silver white, and cuckoo buds of yellow hue to paint the meadows with delight. The cuckoo then on every tree mocks married men for...
Isn't the cuckoo like a parasitic bird that lays an egg in other birds' nests, and then the bird, like the egg hatches, and the cuckoo chick like pushes all the other chicks out of the nest and like pecks them to death? Isn't that what happens?
Thus sings he, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh.
And then the end of everything. I don't know.
A word of fear, unpleasing to a married ear.
Why? Wait, what the fuck is going on with this dude's anatomy? Why is his arm like coming out of his stomach? What the fuck? He would be fucking upset. He's like raking dirt and his arm's all screwed up. It's like something out of the end of Threads. I've been streaming 5 days to die. Okay.
When shepherds pipe on oaten straws, and merry larks are ploughmen's clocks.
And blah 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 blah. How does this work? How does he work with one? How does one work with a broken arm? I don't know, but you better figure it out, because we're not going to give you PTO for that broken arm. I'm sorry. You need to get it in a cast, and you need to get back here, because it's Friday, and that's stock season, okay? You need to get back here, okay? I don't care if your heart fell out of your face, okay? You need to get back here.
And turtles tread, and rooks and daws, and maidens bleach their summer smocks. The cuckoo then on every tree mocks married men for thus...
This is like, okay, poem? Alfred Hitchcock's The Shakespeare Code?
Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
I guess the narrator's nice.
Oh, word of fear, unpleasing.
Ah, there he is again.
To a married...
Wait, his arm... So if his arm is there, that means it should be like bent around and going back into him. Did the bird like take a dump on his face? Neat. Alright. Oh, there's another one. Jesus. Okay. Let's go. Winter. Yeah, but this isn't cool winter. This is like winter in the 1400s or the 1500s where, like, if you got cold, you died. Man is gonna kill that bird soon.
Pickles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd blows his nail, and Tom bears logs into the hall, and milk comes frozen home in pail. When blood is nipped and ways be foul...
Blood is nipped. Ugh.
Then nightly sings the staring owl, to-hoo, to-whit, to-hoo. A merry...
And the Thames is full of human waste?
Notes while Greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
Greasy Joan?
Keel the pot.
Or
while Greasy Joan doth
That's the name. That's a cook's name. Greasy Joan.
Keel the pot. When all aloud the wind doth blow, and coughing drowns the parson's saw, and birds sit brooding in the snow, and Marion's nose looks red and raw.
Ugh. So this is just describing a town.
When roasted crabs hiss in the bowl.
Roasted crabs? Right? Roasted crabs?
Crabs hiss in...
Ah, okay, so this must be the past.
The bowl.
Because nowadays, roasted, like, that would just be, like, it would just be like a big bowl of ramen.
Then nightly sings...
Slender Man!
The staring owl. To-hoo, to-it, to-hoo.
To-it, to-it.
The merry note while Greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
Greasy Joan. What's in the pot today, Greasy Joan? Or am I just a big ball of yuck? We have some mushy peas and wrong. I'm just gonna stir in some more horse tongue into this muggy onion slop. Let's see, what else? This wasn't on the homes from around the world. Oh no. Oh no, anything from around the world in the 60s. Oh no, I don't want to. Do we want to know if they have mud huts? Do we want to know? Oh, we'll see. I'm going to skip around in this one. Okay. Wait, where's the date? I wanted to see a date. Let's see. Copyright. Okay, I don't know Roman numerals because I'm not a freak. I'm not a freak. Let's see. MCMLVII. Year is 1958. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Good old London town grub mill mucker. God.
Do you live in a large American city?
Yes. Nothing like that, though. What the hell is that?
Perhaps
someone just fucked around with the clone tool.
In a tall apartment building where elevators carry people to their homes?
Like all the zombified housewives on like, I don't know, what the drug would be back then.
Or do you live in a village?
Or do you live in a small hole in the ground?
In this film, we shall see
many
kinds of homes.
We know where people live. What is this?
Houses built long ago, and others which are small and inexpensive.
Or built long ago.
People live in homes because they need shelter from the heat and cold, rain and snow.
And a place for us to shed these skin suits and exist as like clouds of vapor. I live in the room, actually. Johnny dismisses himself every day until...
sun and wind. Homes are most often made of materials that are available nearby.
What about the future material of paper? A good paper home.
Forests provide lumber for building many of our homes.
And they're endless, so let's just cut them down.
The large Douglas fir trees of the Pacific Northwest are an especially valuable source of lumber. The logs must be hauled to nearby sawmills, where great band saws cut them into lumber.
I remember doing this in Skyrim so long ago.
After the lumber is cut, it must be dried or seasoned. This is done usually in the open air.
Yeah, just leave it for people to cough on.
It takes a year or more to season most wood properly. Skillful
these boards are seasoned with lemon pepper.
Carpenters select the lumber, which they cut to length and nail together to make the frame.
Look at that. What? This is like a big fucking room.
The first step in making a warm, comfortable home like this one.
Are we gonna like see different homes throughout different parts of the world? I want to see where people in the 1950s lived internationally. Come on.
These homes are made of wood and brick. Brick is a widely used home building material.
Okay, hey, wait a minute. I just realized. We finally have some representation. Finally, after how many videos has it been? 4, 5 videos? We finally have some people of color. Oh my god, it only took 2 hours going through these 60 films.
Bricks are made from clay. Here in this clay pit,
Oh.
A mechanical shovel digs and moves the heavy, raw clay.
That looks more like and clay
is a kind of earth.
Clay is
formed in
inexhaustible,
river valleys
so just
in many
eat it all.
parts of the world. A great shovel scoops the clay into a waiting truck. The truck transports the clay to the brickyard.
Can we have a home constructed out of steel, good sir? No! No, you must have a home constructed of laminated paper, for it is the future.
The clay is mixed with water and molded into bricks. After the bricks have been fired or baked in ovens, they become the hard, tough building material out of which homes can be made.
It's a good thing that we let people smoke on the job here. It helps the brick making process.
Clay is an important building material in many lands.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is true of Peru, on the west coast of South America.
Why are you watching World War II footage? I'm not watching World War II footage. First of all, this is from 1958, right? Yeah, 1958. So we're past World War II. Second, it's black and white educational films. This is a film for children. Let's see.
Where the walls of many homes are made of adobe bricks and the roofs of clay tile. Men tramp dry mountain grasses into the wet clay. This produces a mixture known as adobe.
Yeah.
The adobe is packed into molds. The frames are removed, and the adobe blocks are left to dry and harden in the sun.
It just goes on and on and on like this forever. It never stops. They're going to, oh yeah, the Adobe bricks are going to charge you monthly to use them.
Together, they make warm, strong homes.
This is how Photoshop was made, yes.
The thick walls keep the heat out in the summer and shut out the cold during the winter. Far to the north, near the Arctic Circle, lies the land of snow and cold.
Oh boy.
Eskimo homes are built low and strong to withstand storms and high winds. Eskimos call
Adobe
every
was
kind
used in
of
the
shelter
editing process
an
of this
igloo.
film.
Father Naluk and his son Kilu are preparing to leave home to go on a hunting trip. Mother and sister hope they will return with more food and skins.
Yep, this is how everybody
Eskimos make
up
their
north
igloo
here
homes
lives.
of materials found nearby.
This is
Driftwood,
just how they.
stone,
This is how they
and
work.
dirt.
This is how they live.
Almost every day, Father Naluk inspects his home and makes small repairs. Father Naluk and Kilu
You know,
will be away
it's
from their
it's.
stone and driftwood igloo
Please
home
let there be no
for many
racism
days
somehow.
on this hunting
We're
trip.
hoping. This is. So far, I don't know. So far, this is a little bit, but you know, we'll see.
While they are away, they will need shelter.
So they will build an igloo. Let's see. Let's see them do
Their
it.
first task, when they reach the hunting ground, is to build a temporary or hunting igloo. They quickly build their hunting igloo of blocks of snow, a few driftwood poles, and overall they stretch one of their most valuable possessions, a piece of strong canvas which they have secured from the trading post.
Oh, God. Okay. Yep, here it is. Here it is.
When their shelter is secure, the hunt begins.
It's a strong piece of canvas.
Far to the south, in Brazil,
Is
is
this? We're
the
just
largest
flipping through
river
the
system
environments.
in the world, the Amazon. This river flows through great forests and dense jungles.
We have to cut all. We got to
water
cut all these forests and jungles down to make sure that they, so we can get mahogany for the home of tomorrow. I hope you're writing this down. You might need it for prepping survival days to come.
plants and trees and fill the rivers to overflowing. Along the Amazon, families build their homes on a framework of poles.
And wood. Like, I mean, it's fucking indistinguishable from anything. You know,
The
here we
openings
go.
in this framework are filled with mud, which is baked dry in the hot sun. In these homes, children help with many household tasks, such as putting away the hammocks on which the family sleeps.
I would not mind sleeping in a hammock. This rainforest once existed until Bolsonaro wanted a new city.
The grass-thatched roof
Yeah.
protects the mud walls from the heavy rains and provides shade from the hot sun. Because the air is warm all year round, the women do their work in an open shed, protected from the daily rains by a thick grass roof.
Their work involves
Here,
feeding
in
the
these sheds,
chickens to the
they
dogs
repair
and
their
pigs.
fishing nets and cook over open fireplaces. These wood and mud homes seldom last longer than 10 years in this damp and hot climate.
And they don't build anything more.
In North Africa.
Oh no. It's gotta cut. Hold on. No. I was about to say, oh yeah, the people in South America just don't build anything more permanent. And now we're going to North Africa. Here we go. Oh no.
Entirely different climate.
Let's
People
see.
set up their homes on the hot, dry, sandy lands of the Sahara Desert. These people are nomads.
Okay, they do still exist. I know they still exist. So the Sahara is its own region here. Yeah, here we go.
Nomads move from place to place to find food and water for themselves and their animals. Their tent homes can be taken down quickly. They are made of cloth, woven from the hair of camels and goats. The cloth is thick enough to protect the nomads from the hot sun of the day, yet warm enough to keep them comfortable during the cool nights.
It gets fucking cold out there too. Like in the Sahara, like I think the average. Let's take a look. I think the average nightly temperature of the Sahara Desert, like, what is the average nightly temperature of the Sahara Desert? It's like, oh my god, it's 25. The average temperature at night is 25. It gets fucking cold out there.
Their household articles are few. The son of the chief carefully packs these precious articles when the family moves.
Son of the chief.
A large tent, which has been tied into a compact bundle, makes a full load for a camel.
And he seems so happy about it, too.
A little child and a small
It can get as cold as negative 19°C.
tent is a load for a young camel. Full-grown camels carry loads up to 500 pounds. The nomads must often travel long distances to find new sources of food and water.
Yeah.
Just as other people build homes in ways that are best for them, desert people have movable homes suited to their nomadic way of life.
This is suited to the desert itself.
When they find fresh pasture with a supply of water nearby, they make camp.
Yes, get on the ground.
Tents are held securely by ropes fastened to stakes because strong winds blow across the desert.
And no one has a hammer.
Now do you understand why the nomad's tent home is made of cloth which is strong and light enough to be easily carried from place to place? Felt mats are rolled out to make a floor for the tent home.
I just converted
Later,
it.
a desert family
Negative
enjoys the
fucking
warmth of the campfire
Negative
in a tent
2
home
degrees
in
Fahrenheit.
North Africa. To the north, in the mountain country of Switzerland, families have built homes so beautiful that people in other lands have imitated their design.
Yes, here's where the beautiful homes are.
Switzerland is a land of many nationalities. Here are people who speak German, French, Romansh.
It's like they finally got around to like
and
the other
Italian.
languages.
The homes of each are different in appearance. Here, homes have inscriptions in Romansh, which comes from the old language spoken by the Roman soldiers. These mountain homes are made of thick stone to keep out the cold of winter. This French sign is in western Switzerland, where farm families who raise cattle and horses build beautiful homes in these valleys. This sign is in the Italian section. Here in southern Switzerland, homes are built much as they are in northern Italy.
It's now a tax haven, yeah. And this sign is written in the Russian area.
In the valleys of the north are the famous mountain chalets, built like homes in southern Germany. Here, winters bring heavy snows. Homes have thick walls and steep roofs. In such homes, Swiss families live together in comfort and security.
Here, eat. What is this? What are they eating? Like intestines? Like they're eating, I don't know, some kind of like stuffed meat cabbage thing.
In northeastern France, canals join the rivers of Germany
But
and
you confuse
France.
Switzerland with
Over
Switzerland.
these waterways, barges move materials such as coal and iron ore.
And people live in the barges.
But the barge is also a home.
I was right. Oh, fuck, I was joking, but okay.
Papa Hervé and his family, like many families around the world, live not on the land, but on the water.
But
Sister
on the
Jeanette
sea.
helps with the family washing. Little Marie plays on deck as other children might play in a backyard.
Home of chocolate, snow, and Red Bull. Oh, wait, that's Austria.
Meals are prepared in the living quarters below by Mother Hervé. Children of barge families go to school during the winter, but spend their summers traveling with their families. At noon, Mother has dinner ready for her family. Father asks
What's
Louis,
the dinner?
his son, to take
What is
over
the
the
dinner?
steering. Someone must always be at the wheel. The other members of the family
Are the
enjoy their
pigeon,
meal in their floating dining room.
The pigeon which eats the leftovers. It's just a magical fairy tale no one has ever actually seen or been to in France. The Red Bull actually
Father,
originally
mother, and
formulated
children
from Thailand.
enjoy a life that few others can have. One that enables the family to be together much of the time, while they move slowly down the canal.
Yes, every day you hear the engine going
On their barge home.
What do they do? Oh no.
In eastern Asia, in the Great Sea Valley of southern China, other families also live
The
aboard
Yangtze
floating
Valley or the
homes.
Great Sea Valley? What do you say?
As in France, families live on river boats that carry materials from city to city.
Yes,
The
this is
Chinese
everywhere
riverboat
in
home,
China.
called a sampan, has living quarters where the family eats and sleeps. When its cargo has been loaded, Father Sunglao begins the slow, heavy work of propelling the sampan to the next city.
I just like push it along the bottom.
All day long, Father Sunglao works the long oar to move the riverboat along. Little sister gives a helping hand.
This is 1958.
At the end of the day,
Yeah,
the
Weasel,
sampan reaches the city of Canton,
it's clearly Beijing.
where thousands of Chinese families live their entire lives on boats. Now there is time for rest and a simple but good dinner for the whole family. In this film, we have visited a Chinese family on their sampan home.
Oh shit, we're almost done?
We have seen desert nomads move their tents.
Aw.
Watched Eskimos build an igloo.
Had the film
Seen small
tear.
suburban homes and tall city apartments. We have learned that around the world, home is where mother and father and children
Home
live
is where
and work together.
where the sprocket holes are. And then everything was destroyed. Anyway, the Chinese family mouse China. I think that's pre-Cultural Revolution. See, these are elementary videos. What are the other videos? This is the wrong one. Where's what are the other playlists? We've got World War I. These are history, middle and high school, literature, careers, geography, acid rain, science, technology. Let's see, government and economy, the Bill of Rights in Action. Let's see, let me take a look at technology real quick. I just want to see what we've got. Photoelectric effect explained in film. The car is boring. Science and technology. 1965 to 1969. Okay. Oh, fancy. We're in color now. All right. And it's not animated. Okay. You can tell it's sci-fi because there's lens flares. Even today.
The year began for many New Yorkers in 1966 with a transit strike. Millions of commuters walked.
Why it's so ominous? It's so ominous. The music is so fucking like zombies are gonna fucking show up.
Rode bikes or hitchhiked to get to work. Lots of folks were inconvenienced, but life went on. Even striking transit workers couldn't shut down New York.
I'm glad to see traffic hasn't changed.
Not like the blackout had 2 months before. When a relay station in Canada failed, more than 30 million people across the Northeast were thrown into darkness. It was the most massive power failure in history and a frightening indication of our
technology that'll never catch on. Give me magic any day.
dependence on technology. Smog in many cities had grown so bad by 65 that Congress held hearings to investigate links between car exhaust and smog.
And they found nothing, and now we just have smog.
Jets were a problem too. So was the noise. Technology had made our lives easier, but lots of us were beginning to realize that easy wasn't always best.
This is back when the government actually did something. Like if there was a problem, they actually tried to fix it. Like if smog was a thing now, I could see like MAGA Republicans just going smog is actually good for you. I love smog. I love breathing in a big lungful of dust and ash. And them liberals want to get rid of all the dust and ash and soot in the air. Communists.
According to the Gallup poll, most Americans considered pollution the nation's #1 domestic problem. And before the decade ended, Congress would be planning the creation of an environmental protection agency. There were other dangers, too.
In a 1965 bestseller, Ralph Nader warned that some cars, like the Corvair, were unsafe at any speed. We began to test our cars, not only for performance, but also
DC-9 and 727s, my beloved loud-as-hell aircraft.
for safety. Seatbelts soon became standard features on all new cars.
But not mandatory yet.
There were natural disasters, too, like Hurricane Camille. More than 250 people died. Thousands were homeless. Weather satellites like Tyros could give early warning of such natural disasters by sending back pictures of cloud formations. We were learning how to use our technology to predict the future, even if it was only tomorrow's weather. Space technology also did a lot to change the ways we lived on Earth. Communication satellites, like Intelsat, bounced words and pictures around the world in seconds. We were beginning to see the world as one global community.
On Nixon's America. Oh, I tell you what, I like this one. This is actually some nice, slick fucking editing.
Was outer space. President Kennedy had set the goal to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade. The Mercury project of the early 60s proved we had the capability to launch men into orbit and return them safely to Earth.
Such an awesome fucking shot, this.
The Gemini program was more ambitious, sending 2 men into orbit for longer periods of time to test both technology and man's endurance in space. One of the most dramatic successes of the Gemini program was astronaut Ed White's 20-minute walk in space in June of '65.
Okay.
The pictures we saw on
so
Earth
far,
made
like,
it all
nothing's
look
really
easy,
come up
but
that's
it was
been...
dangerous. White's pressurized suit had only been tested under simulated conditions. He looked like he was floating, but he was really flying through space at 27,000 miles an hour. If his spacesuit were punctured by the tiniest meteorite, it would mean instant death. It took guts to be an astronaut. The competition and the training were tough. Even
What is
after
this,
a fire on the launch
1965
pad
to
in
1969?
67 killed astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee, the crew of Apollo 1. The space program continued. Grissom had told us it was risky business.
Look at, there's a
but the
bug!
conquest of space
Wait, there's a bug! There's a bug in the film.
Told us it was risky
see
business,
that?
but the conquest of space was worth the risk of life. They knew the dangers and took the risks.
I guess the bug is also interested in science.
What made them heroes to us.
Oh shit, we gotta get away from the bug! What is that, like a little earwig or something? Oh, it's gone. I like that. That's just awesome. That there's like a fucking bug.
And took the risks. That's what made them heroes.
When did that come up?
Grissom
Like,
had told us
hang on.
fire on
When
a
did that
launch
show
pad
up?
in '67 killed astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee, the crew of Apollo.
It just flies in. So you gotta okay, so it flew in and it landed on something. So I wonder if this is like if this landed on like a little projection thing?
1. The space program continued. Grissom had told us it was risky business, but the conquest of space was worth the risk of life.
I heard living on Apollo, like living inside the spacecraft, was just miserable.
Though most of us on Earth did not understand the experiments that the astronauts were conducting in space, what we saw on television filled us with wonder.
Okay, alright, so he was like floating around, okay, alright.
The crew of Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong, Buzz
For
Aldrin,
the
and
Emperor.
Mike Collins, aboard the spaceship Columbia, were approaching the surface of the moon. While Collins remained in the space capsule, Armstrong and Aldrin descended to the surface. The Eagle
And then
has
we landed on the moon.
One small
And now we have politicians saying that it didn't happen. We have actual politicians that are so mentally brain melted that they're like, can't fucking... He couldn't have done it. God, I hate this timeline. God, I hate this timeline. So they're talking about the moon, and I'm not surprised because it's 1969, and this was like the big thing. And we got the Earthrise, and everyone thought this was going to bring us together, like this was going to mean anything. Oof. Let's see, what does a joiner do? We already saw the future homes of 2001. What is Dutch elm disease? Let's see. Foundations in concrete, thoroughly explained. Caterpillar Tractor Company, heavy equipment. The world of Ford, a Ford assembly line. Come on, what's a good one? What's a good one? How the automobile engine works. There's just a lot of stuff on here. Magnetism for kids, the dragon's secret. Principles of the translate. Look at all this stuff. All this just awful, awful old stuff. Oh, a Nissan truck plant in Tennessee. They actually didn't they make a movie about that? I feel like they like made a movie about it, and it was like a union had to get rid of like a thing. I don't remember. David Copperfield is going to make it disappear this month. The moon. Neat. Cool. Do it. Do something. Where? Black holes and quasars. Documentary. What is this from? What year? Let's take a look. We'll take a look at this, and then I'm probably going to end the stream because I'm, like, getting a little tired. I am actually getting kind of tired. I've been doing this for almost 3 hours, which are rookie numbers when it comes to, like, Weasel Zone or something. Just sit here and do this for 8 hours at a time. Yes, head in triangle pictures. I can barely fucking read that. Alright, more space. Alright, so we're going to talk about...
First, an object that neither reflects nor casts light, that instead devours light. This object is a black hole.
It doesn't look like that. We know what it looks like now.
Some say that black holes are tunnels, stargates in time and space.
Wait, that's some sick 3D graphics right
Stargates
there.
in time and space.
Look at that. A grid. A whole grid. Thanks, Matt Bat. Glad to see you streaming again, Weasel. Been a huge fan of your content since 2012. Thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Look at this.
Through such gates, we might travel to the past.
What is that? It looks like some kind of crab beast.
The future.
The Chick-fil-A, the Chipotle was,
or even distant parts of the universe. It has been said that other dimensions might exist within a black hole, or that we might find there another universe parallel to our own.
That's where we can get the Infinity Stones. You know, once we need the Infinity Stones, we'll go to one of those parallel dimensions.
Join us as we journey in a starship
Join us
beyond the visible universe as we search for black holes.
What is that? That's not Voyager, is it? No, Voyager looks different. Alright, smoke. Okay. Black holes and quasars, yeah. Jesus, it's so blown out. Buzz Alexander? This is music rejected from the Star Wars Holiday Special.
A million trillion stars float within the sea that is our visible universe.
Millions of stars.
They do not float at random, but are assembled in distinct groups, called island universes. All of the stars visible to the naked eye belong to our own island universe, the galaxy of the Milky Way.
Are you planning on seeing the eclipse later this year? I might try.
Way. Dr. Isaac Asimov tells us more about the galaxy.
Oh shit, they got some heavy hitters.
The galaxy is immense. Despite their enormous number, the stars in the galaxy are so far apart that light takes several years to get from one star to its neighbors.
Isaac Asimov looks like half of his face is made of like glowing.
But requires 100,000 years to cross the entire galaxy. The nucleus of the galaxy glows with the light of 100 billion stars.
Oh, thanks, Bad Wolf.
Out of this nucleus trail spiral arms of dark dust and brilliant stars.
I like this. I like this.
Scientists believe that floating in space with these ordinary stars, these glowing balls of gas, are billions of tiny dark interlopers. Black holes in space and time.
Black holes in space and time.
Scientific theory tells us that black holes are gravestones, phantoms that mark the death of stars.
Well, I know I've been...
Stars, like people,
what?
Are born...
Oh god, what just happened?
Live for a time.
Oh, good. Good. For a second there, I thought I accidentally logged off the stream. Well, I was gonna say, I know I've been really incredibly inactive, and I'm sorry. I've just been, it's been kind of a weird ride recently.
A great swirling cloud of gases and dust is the birthplace of a star.
Yeah, did you see, speaking of Uranus, have you seen that Uranus is actually a lot lighter than, like, the pictures? It was like, it was Neptune. It was Neptune that they were like, oh yeah, no, Neptune's not like dull, like dark blue. It's like pale. And everyone was disappointed.
A star's stable lifetime is a balance between two forces. Thermal pressure pushing out on the star and gravitational pressure pushing in. Eventually, no energy remains to fight the inward pressure of gravity. Massive stars then explode in a fiery supernova.
Thanks. No problem.
The Veil Nebula is a remnant of one such titanic explosion.
It has been. I'm not gonna lie.
If the core of the supernova is very massive, it is doomed. Gravity overwhelms all other forces.
And then it shrinks down and it becomes... Whoa, more fucking 3D graphics. Look at that.
Vanishing into the...
How long do you think that took for them to render for this? I'm guessing at least a day. At least a day. Aw, thanks, Bad Wolf.
The baffling ruin known as a black hole. The gravitation of a black hole is so intense that
it breaks the proto-Cray computer. Maybe a week? 72 hours? Yeah.
light cannot escape. All matter is drawn downward into the hole.
Into the hole.
How can we hope to see such a dark, uncommunicative object, since a black hole itself is utterly black?
That is not what I expected Isaac Asimov's voice to sound like. I don't know, like, I knew he wasn't British, but whenever I think of his voice, I always just imagine him being British.
We must observe the matter around it.
Professor Kip Thorne, an astrophysicist at the California Institute of Technology, tells us how we might detect black holes.
Roughly half the stars in the universe are in double systems.
Okay, this angle here of like him emerging from darkness looks like a serial killer.
In the system, two stars orbit around and around each other, each attracted by the gravitational pull of the other. One of those stars may be a black hole, and the other may be a normal star. When the normal star ages, it begins to expand, growing larger and larger, and beginning to dump gas onto its dark companion. That gas doesn't fall directly onto the companion. Rather, it swirls around and around the companion like water in a whirlpool, forming a gigantic accretion disk. That accretion disk has friction.
We got the animations done by Billy.
Such tremendous friction that it gets heated up to a temperature of 10 or 100 million degrees, and then shines forth brightly with X-rays into the external universe.
To test this theory, astronomers needed observational evidence. The Titan II rocket lifted an X-ray satellite high above the Earth.
Such X-rays have been seen recently with telescopes flown in satellites above the surface of the Earth, and we think those X-rays coming from an object called Cygnus X1 are actually from gas around a black hole.
Yeah, this blob of shit looks like
an
black
X-ray
hole,
source
sure.
near a massive expanding star. Recent evidence suggests that an even larger black hole might be found at the very center of our galaxy.
And it was.
30,000 light years from Earth, obscured by dust clouds, lies the hub of our galaxy. Deep within
Big egg.
In this hub is a dense cluster of millions of stars. Though the visible light of these stars is hidden to our telescopes, the infrared, or heat radiation, can shine through.
Look out for the TARDIS.
Dr. Thomas Jabal may have found
that. Okay, he looks like he's going to become a Cenobite.
Found a black hole deep within this area.
During the past few years, I and my colleagues at Berkeley, Professor Charles Towns and John Lacey, have been observing a line of neon
All right, I'm going to look
coming
him
from
up.
the interstellar
Thomas
gas
Ghibli?
at the center of our galaxy.
See if he's still
And what we
alive.
find is that this gas is moving at very high velocities, and particularly high velocities very close to the center. Now, if the gas is responding to gravitational forces, that implies that at the very center of our galaxy, there is additional mass, that is mass beyond what is in the form of stars.
It's this circle ring here. It took 5 petabytes of hard drive space to render an image of a black hole. Jesus Christ. My God. And it's not like 5 petabytes. The whole story of how that team managed to do that is just crazy. Like, here, I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Mass could be in the form of a black hole of perhaps several million solar masses.
We think we found a black hole at the center of our galaxy. Our belief in its existence depends on the behavior of matter around it. Professor George A. Bell of the University of California at Los Angeles will lead us out beyond the galaxies as we search for signals from even greater black holes.
Even bigger, better black holes with more drive and grind.
The nearest galaxy that we can see easily from the northern hemisphere is the famous Andromeda galaxy. But we see it as it was about 2 million years ago when light left it. to begin its long journey across space to reach us.
For all we know, the Andromeda Galaxy is gone.
Since light takes
I like this music. This, like, trippy kind of
time to travel, the farther away a galaxy, the farther back in time we are looking. As we look deeper and deeper into distant space, more great clusters of galaxies are visible, stretching away beyond the reach of our greatest telescopes. Light reaching us.
Look at this. Look at this blown out. Why is it so blown out?
Us from the farthest visible galaxies has been traveling for 5 billion years, 1/3 the age of the universe. Even beyond these galaxies lie objects trillions of times brighter than our sun, the quasars. Might these quasars, in all their brilliance, be another way to find black holes? At the James Lick Observatory, astronomers seek answers to the ancient riddle of the quasars.
Discover life much. It's fun if we'll discover much. Kind of makes me wonder if we'll eventually discover life much like us. Let's go to the Pegasus Galaxy. Just watch out for Ray. To the brave cameraman who risked his life to give us these amazing images. Yes, R.I.P. cameraman who they threw into a black hole. The music is so fucking horrid. It's just, you can feel it reverberating on your skull.
An observatory is man's opening to the universe, the portal through which his thought and imagination must pass to comprehend the heavens. Ray Bradbury gives us a personal view of astronomy.
Oh, fucking Ray Bradbury?
The question is asked constantly, why bother with astronomy? Why bother with space at all?
Wait,
why bother with space travel?
Ray Bradbury.
The question has to be answered in terms of immortality. In other words, we're curious about the stars, we're curious about the universe, because since we came out of the cave, since we developed our philosophy, we have worried about death, haven't we? We've had to imagine heavens for ourselves. And
Ray
now
Bradbury
in the space
made it
age,
all the
a
way to
remarkable
2012.
change has occurred in our thinking. We realize that if we succeed in the next 50 years, the next 100 years, the next 1,000
he wrote
years,
fucking
in
Fahrenheit
crossing the void,
451?
we can build ourselves heavens instead of thinking about them. So
it's just weird. I always kind of assumed that Ray Bradbury was like someone who died in like the 60s.
Our souls, our blood, our thoughts,
no,
our mind,
like all this stuff.
Beyond our own particular part of the universe.
And why bother with it? Just keep looking down for flat Earth.
The observation night has begun.
Okay, Harlan, I'd like to set on...
An astronomer relays the position of his star to a night assistant on the dome floor.
13 hours, 54 minutes, 53 seconds, and deck plus 2604.
Okay.
Everything. Move the giant rail gun into position. I'm just looking at like what we've got here.
The telescope moves across the night sky, balanced so delicately that a gimbal motor of 1/4 horsepower drives it.
It really is, like, I don't know, I mean, this stuff is neat to me.
In a reflecting telescope...
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Like this 3 meter at length. Starlight is gathered by the large primary mirror and reflected to a smaller convex mirror at the top of the telescope. Light reflected by the convex mirror travels back down through a small hole in the center of the primary mirror. Here below the telescope, a diffraction grating spreads the light into a colorful spectrum, which tells the astronomer about the nature and behavior of the cosmic gases he is observing.
And their orientation.
Average stars, like the sun, radiate mainly in the visible.
Actually, we know the sun is
stars
no
in the
longer. The sun is no
ultraviolet
longer an
and
average
cool,
star.
faint stars
The
in the
sun
infrared.
is a yellow
Beyond
dwarf.
the visible spectrum lie
I mean, not a yellow
X-ray
dwarf.
and
What is
radio
it? What is the
waves.
sun? What is this? What is the classification of the sun? What is the stellar classification of the sun?
A star shines in all the wavelengths of visible
The
light.
sun is a class G
Each element
star.
within the star has its own unique pattern of lines, which, like a fingerprint, enables us to identify that
A
element
class
wherever
G
it occurs.
dwarf star. Our sun is a
Because
class G
chemical
dwarf
elements can be
star.
found in the star, the spectrum is our key to the universe. Spectral analysis led to an amazing discovery.
Ghosts.
Probably the first great cosmological discovery of the 20th century was that the galaxies are all moving away from us. We call it the law of the red shift.
Pink Floyd reference?
It was discovered by Hubble, 1929. The red shift means that the spectral features, the lines, the features in the rainbow of colors you get when you spread the light out with a spectrograph, are shifted to longer wavelengths.
And we can see
This
the
indicates
ghosts in the
motion away
spectral
from us due
lines.
to the so-called Doppler effect.
The redshift indicates distance. The further away a galaxy, the further to the red its light is shifted.
So quasars, having among the largest redshifts of any of the objects known in the universe, must be very far away, out among the most remote galaxies and beyond galaxies that we can recognize as such.
At the Palomar Observatory, Dr. Wallace Sargent shows us how optical astronomers measure the size of quasars.
The most remarkable thing about quasars is that not only are they very distant, but they also seem to be incredibly small.
They're also crazy.
We can measure their size because some quasars vary.
I'm
in
getting
how
like
light
dragged
they
into
produce.
it. Did you hear
If
about
a
the
quasar
claustrophobic
brightens
asteroid?
in
Just
one
need a
day,
little space.
It couldn't be much larger than the distance light travels within this day. And this means that the energy that they're radiating must come from a region which is not more than a few light
He looks
days
so
across.
uncomfortable.
This is only about 100
Oh, there's
times
the
as
mic.
large as the solar system.
They shoved the
or
mic down
much
his shirt.
smaller than the distance from the sun to the nearest star.
Quasars, then, are a riddle. How could a small star-like object be brighter than 1 trillion stars?
I guess it's like just this crushed core of madness.
Dr. Tony Reedhead of the Owens Valley Radio Observatory tells us how another type of astronomy aids us in answering the riddle of the quasar.
You're talking over him.
Stars, galaxies, and quasars emit not only visible light, but also longer wavelength radio waves. Radio observations led to the discovery of quasars.
This
in
is
1963.
Dr. Professor here is going to
We
tell us
used
about
new
how the
secrets
radio
to observe
telescopes
these
work.
radio sources deep in space. By synchronizing 3 radio
What you see is by the Dr.
telescopes
Professor.
with one in Germany, we can make very detailed maps of quasars with resolution equivalent to that of a telescope nearly as big as the Earth. With this
Nearly.
resolution, you could measure the width of a human hair at a distance of 3 miles. This is a map of a distant quasar, 3C147. It has
That's
a very bright core in the center and a long, narrow jet on one side. Cambridge astronomers have looked at a nearby radio galaxy and found enormous amounts of energetic material on both sides of the galaxy. A more detailed map reveals a long jet plowing into intergalactic space. Observations on a scale 1,000,000 times smaller again show a bright core and a one-sided jet, like we saw in the quasar. Somehow, the object in the center channels enormous amounts of material into a narrow jet.
Clearly, it's a Forerunner superstructure. It's
At the
not a
Gladstone
fun Ferris
National
wheel.
Observatory, Dr. Marshall Cohen has made further radio observations of quasars.
Some quasars seem to explode every few years. By making a radio map of them once or twice a year, we can assemble a time-lapse movie of their activity. This quasar appears to consist of a very hot core, shown here in red, that does not change, and a cooler jet, shown in deep blue, that does change.
The red's changing.
Large, massive blobs of gas.
It's moving.
Surging out of the nucleus.
Look, it's getting
coming at
bigger.
us at near the speed of light. To propel such masses of gas that fast requires tremendous amounts of energy. The source of that energy would make the sun look weak. It would even make nuclear bombs look pale.
Oh, it would make a fucking comparing a nuke to a quasar is like comparing a falling feather to like the sun. There's no fucking comparison at all. It is less than nothing. It is the equivalent of someone flinging a single electron at you. It is absolutely pitiful and insignificant.
No question that we're dealing with very large explosions.
But are ancient aliens responsible?
What could liberate such fabulous energy? We know that nuclear energy is far, far too weak a source. Only gravitation can convert so much mass to energy in such a small place. But a single coherent object of immense gravitational energy is required. Where might we find nearby objects of such intense gravity?
Costco.
Dr. Peter Young may have found such an object in a nearby galaxy.
Okay, now I need to look this up. Now I need to look up Dr. Peter Young.
We chose the galaxy M87 for our observations because it is the nearest giant galaxy with an energetic nucleus. An immense jet of gas comes out of the center. If a black hole at the center of M87
Dr. Peter
is
Young,
causing this
MD.
jet,
No.
we would expect stars in
Professor.
the center of the galaxy to be influenced.
Wait, what is he, a doctor of cosmology?
Confirm this idea. Stars near the center move more rapidly under the influence of a point mass equivalent to billions of suns.
Okay, this has got to be him. Grew up in Ann Arbor, England.
Mass, they crowd more closely
Nah, this ain't him.
the galaxy. We believe this mass to be a supermassive black hole.
Peter J. Young.
Here he is. I'm looking up his
The
Wikipedia
galaxy
page.
M87 is not a quasar.
Ah,
but a quasar-like
1954 to
jet streams out of its
1981.
center. How then does a black hole power a quasar?
Oh my god.
Scientists
Oy.
realize that
Oh,
at the very
that's
center of a
that's
distant
depressing.
galaxy, a black hole more massive than
Okay,
a
don't
billion
look up
suns
Dr.
may
Peter
be
Young.
found. We've seen that matter from a massive expanding star can rotate around a black hole. A vastly larger, more energetic disk would be created around a supermassive
Dr.
black
Peter
hole
Young
at the center of a galaxy.
committed suicide by taking potassium cyanide that he obtained from a chemistry stockroom.
Magnetic fields are
Jesus.
twisted and stretched until the gas can no longer hold them. They erupt whip-like, releasing energy in violent beams. The electric and magnetic fields of the gas spread the black hole and are pulled around by it.
Oh, look at this white. Look at this line. Wait a minute. Is this also computer graphics? Could this be curved lines and a circle?
Hole and are pulled around by it.
I don't know. It's awfully intricate for like animation for a short educational film from like the 70s. I think this is 3D graphics right here. Look at that. Isn't that neat?
These beams shoot into space at nearly the speed of light, visible to us as the bright jets of the quasars.
We have found our culprit then, the murderer of the center of galaxies, a supermassive black hole. Perhaps up to half the matter it swallows can be converted to the stupendous display of energy that is a quasar. A beacon so unimaginably brilliant that it can be seen 15 billion light years distant by people in a universe 15 billion years older.
What of the future? Our future? Could a black hole nibbling from within devour our entire galaxy? The answer is no, for our galaxy and M87 have survived for 15 billion years without ill effect.
I expected more on that explanation.
As the galaxy grows older, the massive stars sink slowly toward the center, while the lighter stars rise in an ever-expanding cloud of faint red dwarfs. But the unimaginably great distance between the stars and their agonizingly slow speeds bring a measured timelessness to this process. A galaxy can easily survive for hundreds, perhaps thousands of times the present age of the universe.
Anyway, Christmas.
Only a small fraction of stars near the center will be captured.
What?
And destroyed.
What is he saying? The audio mixing
and its planets orbiting the galaxy every 200 million years, 30,000 light years distant from the massive black hole that resides at the center, are removed forever from any danger. The presumed myriad of tiny stellar black holes, no larger than an average town, floating randomly among the common stars of our galaxy, pose a threat so negligible that should we survive for millions of ages of the universe, for thousands of trillions of years, we should still be safe from any close encounter with a black hole.
Anyway, sleep tight. And then we have, oh, sick-ass 3D graphics. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That is cool. It's Minecraft land generation. Actually, no, this is topology. Yeah. Topology clipping through the camera. Anyway, so that's black holes and quasars, and I think that's a good point to end the stream, because I'm getting kind of tired. My voice is starting to hurt. So yeah, I was glad to finally get on this. Not so happy that the inspiration to do this was what it was, but you know what, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hoping to just start streaming a lot more and doing a lot more, or I'm just gonna have to. Anyway, if you enjoyed that video, like, comment, subscribe, check out Good Night Rail Driver. Check out the other videos that I've done over the past decade. And, you know, as always, have a good day. And I will be signing off. I will try to be more active. I will try to not be a stranger and, like, actually do more shit. All right.